Obviously, a million people throughout this entire video and stream are probably gonna ask, what about the KMST? What about the KMS changes? What about the KMS changes? Are the KMS changes are gonna be like factored into this? No, they're not. Obviously, they're not going to be, because that's not today. We'll just redo it later in the future when those happen. Okay, there's a lot of mages. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mages. There's 12 mages on this game. Holy shit, bro. 12 mages. Now, here's the plan. Now, I'm saying this now, but here's the plan. Let's try not to make this video over 3 hours long. I'm once again joined by Santo and Phil. Yup, Santo. Alright, fire poison 200 to 260. Okay, so this is literally like what I'm doing right now for FP 200 to 260. And it's so ass until you're like 240. Then it's actually pretty easy. Like, it's pretty easy like to train. The other thing that makes it not like ideal at low level though is because you really need cooldown hat. Like, you really need it. Like, -2 is not enough. You want more than -2. That's a big difference in terms of feeling on this class. Having constant DPS is nice for all those little baby bosses because there's nothing we really need to like giga burst anymore, or at this like low level part of the game. But it is a lot of buttons to press all the time. Like, you are constantly pressing buttons to DPS on this class properly. Popping Poison Haze and Explosion, Poison Nova, Dot Punisher. Like, you're doing shit all the time. You're not just holding down one button at all. Actually, you are holding one button. You're holding down Flame Sweep as well while you're doing all this. So, yeah, it's kind of annoying to play. But once you're 240, the training is really free, though. IMO. I mean, so if I were to give it a score, like from 200 to 260, I mean, maybe a 5.
I don't remember what we gave other class, how we ranked this before.
You have the sheet, right?
My memory. Let me refresh my memory. 1 second. I think before 260 is definitely under average.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm fine with either 4 or 5. I like, because just talking about levels is weird because this is also very Legion dependent.
Oh, yeah, you're right actually. You do need a lot of Legion for the buff duration. It's actually even more important on this class to have buff duration than the other two. Because you're constant damage, so you want Infinity as long as possible.
How does it
the other one's a good time for
train
burst
without Infinity? What happens like during training while your Infinity is down?
I don't use Infinity to train. Like, I'm strong enough that I don't need it. I personally find that most people will probably be strong enough without Infinity. Like, it's really easy to one-shot because the mobs are so squishy. But I did try training in like powerful maps and Limb where I couldn't one-shot, and I tried using Infinity and it made me one-shot, but it's so annoying there for like 30 seconds when I have no Infinity. Like, it's the most annoying feeling on earth.
So it would be bad if you actually are not strong enough to one-shot without Infinity.
Yeah.
How
really
often
annoying.
would you find yourself in that situation though?
I don't think you're gonna find yourself in that situation at all as long as you're training within level range. If you go to like maps that are way over your level, then sure, but you shouldn't even be there in the first place.
Oh, okay.
Like, my FP isn't even like that funded. Like at like 7 mil CP, I'm pretty easy. I can easily one shot in like all these different maps I'm training in with no Infinity.
Okay. So that's not really a big issue then. What about like no slot? I guess no slot is not an issue anymore. So like,
yeah, they made it easier. They made it easier for node slots. I think what I was saying is like from 0 to 240, I think it's really annoying. But after 240 to 260, which is like the bulk of that grinding, it gets a lot easier.
Okay.
Because Celis and Lab and Moonbridge, they have like really nice, easy TP farm maps that you could just kill the whole map in.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I also think like before 240 you're rarely training anyways. Like you can get to 240 like with like
you can just do it through
very minimal
dailies.
amount of training. Like really you're only training from 240 and onwards anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, then yeah, I think 5 is fine.
Okay.
I would even argue for 6 then, like because like bossing depends a lot on Infinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 5 is fair then.
Yeah, you definitely need Infinity. Like, it's really important. Can't just time it up for burst like IL, because like it's constant damage. You need as much Infinity as you can.
Right.
I'll give it a 5. Alright, 260 plus. Or unless tell me you have any thoughts on 200 260.
I have not leveled any of these explorer characters, explorer mages to 260 before. So like my experience on it's like pretty limited. But from what I know though is like after Destiny change, Fire Poison's mobbing just got like infinitely better with like the creeping toxin thing and just like
Yeah.
it's like it went from like a pretty active mobber to like almost like basically full on AFK.
Mm-hmm.
I remember typing in the chat saying is FP supposed to be this active during training?
Yeah, I remember
Because all the
that.
FPS he's like standing in one spot.
Yeah. True. Maybe I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing on mine. I'm training it right now as we're making this video, by the way. Alright, anyways, let's talk about 260 plus. So I mean, obviously FP gets a lot better. It unlocks its origin. It finally has like a big burst skill. Not only is it a big burst skill, it also extends the duration of Elemental Fury up to double, I believe. So it also helps with your other V skill. The thing is, the origin didn't get nerfed, but it's still really good though. Like, it's still good that they have at least like a 6-minute nuke, when they're just a constant DPS skill, so it helps them a lot. And then in terms of 260 plus training, creeping toxin does a lot of damage, so it's like it's not too hard to one shot with it. And then I mean, obviously you have Janus these days, so it's like it'll make it really easy. If you have at least -2 hat with Mercedes block, like you can rotate like the 3 like FMA type V skills like Poison Nova, Dot Punisher, and Poison Chain. So like you should be able to clear most maps as long as you have a -2 hat.
So for you're saying that
yeah,
for training -2 is sufficient, right?
Yeah, you need at least -2 for training. Like for me, I have -2 and level 200 Merc block, and it's like perfect timing. Like the skills are all gonna be like 7 seconds of each other. They're all like 21-second cooldown. So as long as you have -2, like you could do it. But obviously -3 is like more comfy.
Good to know.
Yeah. No, we're rating them from 1 to 10. Why would it be at a 7? Yeah,
Dude,
go
rating
ahead.
out of 7 is crazy, dude. That's crazy, Con.
Mm-hmm.
I think the moment you get like Soul Janus level 1, like the mobbing sort of really crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
like-
Even just one ball or the other one, like it's still really good.
I'm not even sure if you even use the ball is the thing, because your summons, like your low poison, is just gonna keep you in combat. So it's just gonna keep ticking. Soul Janus to refresh every 3 seconds, like constantly.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think training will ever be a concern for this class without Janus anyways. So
Yeah.
I think minimum this class is mobbing is like 7 or something. For
Yeah.
260 plus.
I mean, I don't think it'll have trouble mobbing. I think its mobbing skills hit really hard.
Yeah, it's also hard hitting too. So it
Like-
can like easily keep up with the level range.
Like it's its own class mobbing skills like Poison Over, Dot Punisher. Like those things hit hard. So I don't think it'll have trouble training. And then 260 plus bossing, like later Arcane River bosses and stuff like that, like it has no problem really. Like it has consistent damage. You have your Origin burst to get through burst walls. So the only thing is that like it doesn't have any iframes. E-form obviously, but that's it. So it could be a little hard to like move around or like survive in this class, I guess, but I haven't had any difficulty so far. Like necessarily like dying out to bosses or anything. Oh, it also has this skill called Elemental Adaptation. It has a 4-minute cooldown, but while it's up, you can tank 10 statuses.
Oh yeah,
So,
I
like,
remember that.
straight up 10 statuses. Which is kind of broken, to be honest with you. Like, you just eat statuses. Ball drops in your head like nothing happens.
I mean, this class has always been like very crazy for soul. Like you need like the minimum amount of founding to get through any of the main clear bosses anyways. So for your progging, like as you prog into these like later game bosses, I think you will have quite a bit better experience than if you were to play any other classes.
Yeah. I mean, 260 plus for me on this class, I'd probably give it like a 7. Maybe 8?
I can see both ways. Like, party bossing is lackluster. If it weren't for that, for the ease of
That's true.
running a party, I would have put it at 8, but I'm fine with it.
Actually 7's fine. You're right. Yeah. Party bossing, like, it's not like a super ideal party bossing class at the moment in today's patch, so.
Yeah.
Flatline consistent damage is just like, it's whatever. So, I'll give it a 7. And then speaking of party bossing, in terms of like end game bosses, I mean, it's super good in Saren, right? Like there's that. You obviously have touch cancel with poison or flame haze. You have touch cancel with flame haze, so that's nice for Saren. And you have consistent damage on that boss too. But a lot of these bosses move around a lot, which makes it annoying to hit your poison nova, I feel. And then you also don't have like any burst besides your origin, which I feel is pretty unfortunate.
Like depend on like the size of the boss.
I believe the first 3 balls is most of damage. Like if you hit it with 3 balls, it does most of its damage. But if you were to hit like all the balls, it would do a little bit more damage.
Okay, so not the biggest deal.
Yeah. What I mean is like when poison nova kind of comes out like a little slow, and you can't explode it right away. So sometimes bosses can just move around, and it's annoying.
I see.
But I guess if you're really good, like you would know that though. So I just feel like because it's constant damage, it's just not too amazing in party bossing, especially because like as I make this video, like there's like FD stacking that's like the meta. So like this doesn't take that much advantage of it FD stacking.
Yeah. Rather hard to utilize that for this class.
Yeah. Like I've ran bosses with like a bishop, and it's like bishop hops Benny, and it's like, what do I do in the Benny? Like I got off maybe like 1 or 2 dot punisher poison novas. Like that's it. Like it's not like I have this like giant mega nuke skill besides my origin. So
Would you take so even so as of today's meta, like it's even more I guess what I'm trying to see is that it's even more ideal to take just like an average or like pretty standard average 3-minute burst classes over this class, right? Even though like
Yeah.
the DPM on the overall damage on this class might be like 30 or 40% higher than this other standard 3-minute class. Okay, yeah, that's pretty saddening.
Yeah, it's really sad. So if I were to give it like party bossing, probably a 5 or a 4, to be honest.
Let's see.
Like the good parts are like constant damage. Like you can't sleep on constant damage. Touch cancel does have some use, but I feel like that there's a lot of negatives. Like can't take full advantage of FD stacking as much as other people, and harder survivability. I guess that's also another thing.
Yeah, 5 is fine. I don't think it's as bad as 4 though. Because like at least like the origin, because like when Infinity stacks up to the optimal to the max stacks, you're still doing significantly more damage than when you don't have it. So in that sense, like your like when you actually burst with like your Oz rings, you like it's supposedly you're still doing far more damage than normal. It's just far more damage than like, well, you're still doing more damage, right? And compared to like other weaker classes, burst. So I think 5 is fine.
Okay. You have any thoughts on this, Tommy?
I think with the way that current existing meta is, 5 makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Okay, solo bossing. So solo bossing is completely different. Like, because you have a lot of consistent damage, you don't have to worry about lining up a lot of stuff with other people or taking advantage of FD stacking. You have touch cancel for certain bosses. You can bind whenever you want to bind, all that stuff. You could predict the boss patterns a lot better. It does a TP to someone random in the middle of like your Poison Nova coming out or whatever. It just does way better solo. Way better. The only thing that's holding me back is like because it doesn't have any big bursts besides its origin. Don't want to rank it too highly, so for me something like 8 would be comfortable.
Personally think it's 9.
Okay. Why do you think it's a 9?
I think it's not just the damage. Okay, so first of all, like well, like this class has one of the highest DPM in the game. Like and the practical uptime for the class is also really high because like you don't depend on your like main attack skill to be constantly hitting the boss. Like your biggest chunk is still on your 20-second cooldown, so that's why and it's really hard to miss those. Well, at least like in most cases it's very hard to miss those damage. So you have a very high amount of like guaranteed damage. It's just like hit itself, and plus you're a TP class, which is like arguably a better form of movement in bosses.
But TP is low-key an iframe.
True. So overall, like your entire kit, like this class's kit is just like so advantage in solo bossing, and paired with like really high practical DPM. I think this is what rather ideal form of like solo bosser will look like on this game.
Okay, I'm okay with that. You have any thoughts to me?
I think, yeah, it makes sense. Like this class it has like the ideal, like just teleport alone just makes this class solo bossing capabilities just so much better. Like
It's actually very interesting. We didn't talk about TP at all until now.
Like
'Cause we're on
telecasting
mages.
is like infinite fucking FD because not only are you dodging, but you lose almost 0 uptime because you can dodge and attack at the same time if you're lining up your attacks correctly, right? Like if you have enough experience with the boss, like you can kind of even before that boss attacks, you can already know that it's kind of telegraphic what the boss will do next, just because a lot of the movesets are cooldown based. So like if you've seen like if you've done enough Saren, like you know that her laser in P2 of noon like has a cooldown, and then there's the radial. Like you can always just be as long as you're playing in the middle, you just be teleport. You can be TP casting through her as she jabs, and you effectively have no downtime on your damage. So like, FP is definitely really high up there when it comes to solo bossing capabilities. Just based on the way the kit is designed. Also, like, I don't know if we touched upon this yet, but this is like the easiest Infinity class to play.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you literally just press it. You don't have to time it. Just press it off cooldown all the time.
Yep.
Which is a really big advantage for endgame, but for early game it's really bad because you have no buff duration. Yeah, I'm okay with 9. Learning curve. I don't know if this is a class that you really need to watch. I think you definitely need to look at a guide or join the FP Discord for this class, to be honest. Yeah, I think this is by default. This is a class you're gonna have to look at a guide for. It's not something that you could just figure out. Like, it's not really intuitive enough that you have to that you have to keep up all your debuffs. You have to TP back and forth on the boss a little bit to put your TP debuff on it. You have to keep pressing flame haze and explosion like every fucking 5 seconds or whatever. You don't even know how to like proc poison nova. Like, you just press poison nova and you just see the balls float away and you're just like, what the fuck just happened? So I think you definitely need to watch a guide for this class, and because of that, like, by default, like, probably at least a 7 for me.
Well, I thought reading is 5 baseline.
Yeah. And then I think the other stuff as well makes it a little higher.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it has some weird cooldowns, like 75-second cooldown on Elements of Fury. Like, it just doesn't line up well with bossing with other people. It's just a little weird.
It's interesting, because like they're actually they like, seems like Nexon's aware of that. Like, they're changing a lot of these weird 75-second cooldown, but also like they're also not changing a lot of them, which is annoying. But yeah, anyways, I'm fine with 6 or 7 for learning curve.
Okay. I'll put 6. We okay with this?
Yep.
Alright. Alright, now how do we feel about the FP Origin? Personally, I don't like it, bro. I don't like this Origin, bro. I think
like
it looks
this.
so dumb, bro.
I personally don't like this class's color scheme in general.
Yo, red and green, like
Not my
snakes. I don't even know where the snakes fucking come from, to be honest with you. Because it's poison, venom, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't like this shit.
When you have color schemes like that, I just don't want to think about it too much.
I think it's just two different things. Like, just way too different. Like, each thing could be its own thing. Like, if it was like a fire golem class, that'd be cool. And then if it was like a snake class, that'd be cool. But because they're both, like, I don't know, it's just too much.
Bro.
It's two separate
Yeah.
themes.
This just feels like Zabimaru at home type shit. Like,
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, fuck that. I would never play this shit. I'm on it right now.
though.
Yeah, I'm on it right now. Alright, let's move on to IL. Dude, 200-260 on IL, Mo? So here's the thing. There's two ways you can look at this. You can look at it from a training perspective. And everybody loves IL training, bro. Especially 200-260, like Ice Age and Bro, everything's just like a full map attack. Chain lightning hits everything. I don't think so. I don't think it's necessarily worse than FP.
I thought after Destiny, out of the 3 mages, like IL went from the best mobber to be the worst one out of the 3.
I've trained IL and FP both at this low level, and they're both good at doing different things. Like for example, IL's better at more vertical maps, whereas FP's better in like more horizontal maps.
I see.
IL's basic attack, like chain lightning, is better than flame sweep, obviously, but FP has better range. Like creeping toxin goes really far, and you could proc it from like anywhere, so you could hit things like off the screen. Whereas IL, like, it's not as good in that way. Like, you could do that with bolt barrage, but like that's about it. I think they're both really good mobbers. Like, they're both gonna full clear maps, to be honest. I don't think it's like that big of a difference between them in terms of mobbing. I think in terms of bossing, this is like dog shit, to be honest with you. I hate it. Like, I have an IL boss mule, low level bosses, all this stuff, and I fucking hate it, bro. It's so annoying because it's one of those classes that you have to charge infinity to do damage, right? So it's like, you have to, first of all, you need a lot of legion because you have to charge infinity, because it's a 2-minute burst class, kind of like a 1-minute burst class, honestly, with lightning orb being on a 1-minute cooldown. But a lot of its damage is in Jupiter Thunder, which is a 2-minute cooldown. So you have to charge your infinity, and then you enter bosses, which I just think is so annoying. Like, FP, you just press infinity and you go, but with this one, you have to like really time your infinities all the time. It also has weird cooldowns too. Like, sometimes the cooldowns just don't line up. It has very weird cooldowns. So I think low level players are gonna be like, I'm doing no damage, why am I playing this shit? And also be like, why is my infinity running out so fast? And then they have to use their second infinity, and then there's gonna be like a minute of no infinity at all. They just have to like whack it with chain lightning and do 0 damage.
Yikes.
Yeah, their iframe's also part of their burst, exactly, because it's an IED buff. So it's weird. So like 200, 260, like this is low for me. Probably like a 4, 3, 4.
Bind.
Yeah, it's also their bind, yeah.
Yeah, I put 3 to 4, so 4 is fine.
Oh, okay. Tell me thoughts?
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, isn't this class is the only telecasting like mobbing class out of the 3? Because I'm pretty sure both FP and Bishop like stationary farms.
Out of the 3, this one would move the most.
Yeah. So if you're all full clear, this is like the most amount of.
So Ice Lightning definitely has way more limited maps, in like the 200 to 260, because your little like lightning cloud thing, you can place that down as a turret. Just, like, be in one spot, then you can put Fountain on a different spot, and then it'll just be like you turning left and it's like playing Luminous at home, except like your chain lightning obviously isn't like of the same level of reflection, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll still have like Snow Goddess and like Ice Age to kind of rotate, but I think you only use that.
They're big cooldowns, though.
Yeah, they're big cooldowns, and you probably only use that when you're looting. To like you probably use that when you're resummoning your turrets. Like
you're only gonna use the Snow Queen or Ice Queen for looting. It's a 2-minute cooldown. Like, that's just for looting.
Yeah.
Snooze knows at home.
Yeah, it's like just worse Lumi. Yeah. I'm okay.
It's definitely more active, but where were you guys planning to put it at?
3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Damn. Okay.
Well, it's because of the bossing, not even the training. The bossing is so shit at low level. The shit does no damage unless you're like Giga High Legion and high level. And know how to time your affinities properly.
I mean, all burst classes feel shittier at lower level because
Yeah.
rings are like gated behind like higher level bosses that you can do. The
Yeah.
easier it is to get the rings.
Yeah, this is probably like a 3.
Okay.
Like you're not gonna have the Legion. Like you might have legendary 50% buff. It's like even then it's just you don't even have the attack speed, which you really need as an Ice Lightning too.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, it's important. It's important for FP too, though. So here, okay, so 260 plus. To remind me of its origin, is this one of those long-lasting origins? I think it is.
Yeah, it has a lasting effect, but I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe most of the damage is in the cutscene.
Okay, let's see.
But if anyone knows more, this is just my understanding.
I just don't know any Ice Lightnings that play Ice Lightning anymore.
Yeah.
Why? Because all of them are bishops now?
Yeah.
They're either bishops now or like, or they went to FP.
I only know one
Oh
of
yeah,
them.
this is like the least played one out of the 3.
You think people are gonna swap back?
No.
I do.
No.
That's a whole different conversation. All good.
But anyways.
Yeah, so anyways, 260 plus. I mean, the mobbing gets a lot better, obviously, with Janice, all that shit. Bigger maps. I think bigger maps that you could take better advantage of in Grandis. There's that. 260 plus bossing. I mean, you probably have better Legion at this point, better inner ability. Doing the bosses, I mean, it's fine. Your burst class, like, you can do shit like Lucid pretty well, shit like Gloom pretty well. Every open, you could get a pretty big burst in. So I'm not really worried about that. I think this is like a standard, like a normal fucking 260 plus class. Like there's nothing too special about it. It's just okay. Like you have an okay origin and like just an okay time at everything, bro.
Yeah,
as long as you can time your
right on
infinity.
the average. Like right on the average.
Yeah, like I would give it a 6, for example.
True. Wow, this is probably why this class is getting like ultra buff.
Yeah, this is literally why. Like when we think about it, like wow, what is this class good at, bro? It's just like whatever at everything.
I mean, compared to most of the classes, it's still good. It's just that like you always like think about the 3 mages together, and then like this class just got nothing compared to the other 2 at this point. So like they're like, oh, what can we do now?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I could give it a 6. Party bossing.
I think it's far better than FP.
It's way better than FE because you actually have burst, right?
Yeah.
And since a lot of your damage is in burst, like you could just worry about that. Like just focus on you bursting and like you'll perform pretty well.
Yeah. This is a little probably because I party with the strongest IL in the game.
You also have a knife frame, which is really good for bossing. Obviously you don't want to use it if the boss is bindable, but usually like you wouldn't use it when the boss is bindable, so you should be fine. Yeah, I don't know, it's just way better than FP that you have like a burst. It's a short cooldown burst as well. You can't make full use of the kit like Lightning Orb because it has a 1-minute cooldown. Like ideally you have like a 1-minute burst as well, similar to AB, but you can't really make full use of it all the time because sometimes it could be hard to get off, especially because Lightning Orb you have to like charge it up. It's not as punishing if you don't charge it up anymore though, but you obviously should though. What did we give FP for party bossing? 5. I mean, it's definitely way better than 5. I'd give it like a 7 or something.
Wait, what do we give the average like good burst classes for the party bossing category?
Like, what's an
Okay, 7 is
example?
fine. I think 7 and 8 are both. I mean, maybe 7.
I don't think it's an 8. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, I'm thinking about 8 because only because like the IL I have in my party, we do Kalos, and this class is ultra broken in Kalos.
Well, yeah. It lines up in Callus really well.
Yeah.
Okay. Solo bossing.
No.
It's not as good as a Fee because its DPS isn't as good. But it has good enough damage. I guess I don't think it's like bad at solo bossing necessarily.
2-minute burst class, I think naturally just like. I think 2-minute class is very advantaged in solo bossing.
It also has 1-minute burst too.
Yeah.
So for like
Also, I
that
really
little
like
extra
the
damage, you
thunder.
need it. You really like what?
Jupiter Thunder, modular burst.
Oh, Jupiter Thunder? Yeah, modular burst. Very rare thing in this game. Super good for killing like shitter bosses. Just chuck the Jupiter Thunder, then you get it refunded when it kills the target.
Yep.
I'd probably also give it a 7 for solo bossing.
Sure. I don't
Okay.
think like particularly stands out. They just fine.
Yeah. Okay, learning curve. I don't think this is a class that you need to really look up a guide on. I think it's pretty easy. Like, a lot of its V skills are just kind of like do damage. Like, you put down a big snow summon. Ice Age just freezes the whole map. The only thing that, like, I guess you have to, like, read your skill is when you hover over a lightning orb, you have to just hold it down, and that's it. Everything else is really easy. You could figure out that Bolt Barrage, you could tap it again so it stays in place. And that's about it. The biggest learning curve is just timing Infinity, and that's it.
That's it.
You might look it up how to do it, though, at different buff duration values, but that's it.
Does it still have to do the like you have to hit your like lightning skill when it has like the frozen stacks or whatever the fuck?
I think you do have to do that.
Is it easy to maintain? Like, is there something like that's like
No, it's something that just like maintains itself.
Okay. Good.
Like as you're hitting, like you're good.
Still, I think though at base value, the fact that you have to learn how to use Infinity, I think arguably this class is like out of the 3, it's the most annoying one to use Infinity.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So
It
that alone,
actually
I
is,
think
yeah.
makes it- so that alone makes it like I think more learning curve than like vast majority of the classes in the game. That
Mhm.
like that just plays itself.
Yeah. Learning how to use Infinity is pretty annoying, you're right. But that's like the only thing you have to learn though. So for me,
Yeah.
maybe a 7 or something. That's it. 6.
Oh, I was gonna say 6, but yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with that. What do you think of these numbers, Tommy?
Yeah. I feel like because like it's we're early on into like we're only on the second class right now. Like we can always adjust these numbers, but for now, like it makes sense for what we have right now.
Okay.
I think the something to point out is that I don't even think not that many people that play Ice Lightning even know. Like if you're like a new Ice Lightning player, you probably don't even know that you can just like place down your fucking a little cloud as a turret.
Yeah, you gotta hold down and press it. Yeah, you're right.
I like this origin, by the way.
The Ice Lightning one or the
Ice Lightning one.
I don't like it.
I like it a lot too.
Easy.
I like seeing the character. Straight up. Okay, I
I
like the
don't like
part
it-
at the start where I see the character, but then the end it just is whatever.
I don't like it for the reason that it's a continuous origin cutscene. Like it's like it changes your background, and like it looks cool and all when it is in the background there constantly, but in practical standpoint, like it's bright and it's blue.
The blue
When you're
light, bro.
bossing, like when you're bossing, it's like you just flashbanged.
That's true. That is true.
Hey, I'll tell you, it's better than the color that I have. Like, I can't even see like the Black Mage FMA in P4. Like, I literally can't see.
At least you're not getting flashbang though. Like, you know, like the screen's like darker for you, but like this is like, if I had to choose like my screen darkening or the screen flashbanging me, like I think I'd take the latter.
Damn.
I hate the Nilo origin, but we'll talk about that next in the other video. It's the worst origin in the whole game. I like it though. I think it's sick. I like seeing the character.
I think they did a really good job.
Cool.
Like, even though like lightning and ice have like a very similar color scheme, I still think like they did a good job to differentiate between the lightning and ice.
I agree, bro. One's pointier and moves faster. That's the lightning. I think this is a better way of combining two themes, but like more than FP. Like ice lightning versus fire poison. I think fire poison doesn't even make any sense, to be honest. And like theme wise, like what the fuck? Why does fire ignite poison? Whatever. Let's continue to Bishop. The most broken class in the entire game. By far.
For now.
Oh, yeah. Let's just pretend KMSC didn't happen. Because it's gas. You're gas. Yeah, this is the most broken class in the whole game. Straight up. By far. I mean, it's the #1 class. But I would say that 200 260 might be the worst part of it, bro. Even though it's not even that bad. Yo. I think 200 260 on Bishop, the only thing I guess is like fucking like you just have low Legion and that's it. But the thing is, even on low Legion, this class has just built-in giga stats, like built-in IED, built-in like crit rate, all this shit. So like it doesn't even matter that much. It's just a buff duration. But you could just get 50% buff duration top line to like help mitigate it for the time being.
Bro, I just saw that roll like a month ago.
Dude.
You were getting carried anyways.
Oh, that's true, actually. I mean, you're gonna carry your whole entire playthrough anyway, so it doesn't even matter what the fuck you do. Like, you could just sit there and not even fund and just do whatever you want. Like, straight up.
True.
It also has brain dead training. It has relay chest, so it has fat XP rates. Like, fat XP rates.
And drop rate.
And drop rate, yeah. It's also easy to use Infinity on this shit.
Like they want like to like level up the when they are already on low nodes, they're trying to like fucking like max out their like fake
drop gear.
HS
Oh yeah.
and all that. And Bishop doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, Bishop literally saves nodes because you have relay chest as well. You don't even have to max decent HS. Isn't that crazy? You don't even have to put on advanced blessing. Saves you another node slot.
Unfair.
Yeah, this class is broken. 200 260, it's at least a 7 for me.
Oh, I put 10, but sure.
It's not a 10, bro. Tell me?
Why is it not a 10?
Why would it be a 10? You have no buff duration. You're still like lacking at low level.
Yeah, you're right. I just want to say that.
Okay.
I feel like this is easier. Like, I mean, I wouldn't this be easier to time than like ice lining though? Like
100%, 100%.
You just like
as long as you have like
your...
yeah, as long as you have like 50 seconds of it left over with Benny, like it's good enough.
Yeah, like,
bro, it actually doesn't even matter what you do on this class, to be honest with you. Like, you could just not use Infinity anyways, and like you're still doing good.
That's true.
It literally doesn't even matter, bro. Just pop Benny and shut up.
Like, you don't have to time shit. You press Infinity, when it's like 40 seconds left, you press Benny. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, it's so easy. It's just so easy. Like,
it just
legit
times
don't have to do
itself.
anything.
And you don't have to time yourself.
Yeah, this class is like so brain dead. All right, anyways, 260 plus. I mean, for me, like, it's a 10. Like, I'm sorry. like just automatically. Cause it's like, bro, it's like the one thing it like struggled on in the game is like just a little bit of damage to buff duration. It's like, all right, like now you got your Legion up. All these bosses, like you're just the #1 pick for literally any boss. And if you're funding properly like everybody else, like you're good. You also benefit from literally all the rings, like Oz rings. Like all of them are good for you. Weapon jump, roar, con.
For now.
For now. It's not be
Yo.
the last time you guys ever hear us glazing Bishop, by the way. Just want to point that out.
True.
For now.
Yo, now we gotta whip these bishops in shape, though. Like, no more support privileging. Hey, you're not here on time. We're running without you.
Yeah, exactly. They gotta actually like fund their gear and shit. They
Yo,
gotta
green
farm like
goblins
everyone
only.
else. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a 10 though.
It's a 10.
I mean, just to explain real quick, like you have brain dead training in Grandis, super brain dead training. Like it's like extremely broken training. And you're also your party, your bossing is insane. Like you have such a stupid amount of damage for no fucking reason. I'll be honest with you. Like you have more than enough damage for no reason. Then obviously, if you're in a party, like you're just broken. Like that's how it is. All right, party bossing. Now this might be a little controversial. I'm actually gonna give it the first 15, bro. Actually, I'm gonna give it a 20. Like I don't care. This shit's the only one that's gonna break the scale. I'm actually gonna give it a 20.
Like, this one, you can put the number to be whatever the fuck you want.
Shouldn't it be
Yeah.
like 60?
Yeah. It really should be like 60. I'm not even trolling. Like that's how ahead it is.
No, yeah, because it literally, yeah.
Yeah. You turn a party of 6 to a party of like 12.
Oh, we
So-
should just add up, like, just think about the most optimal comp and just add those other 5 classes numbers together and add another 10 on top of it.
Okay, so like let's do Battle Mage, right? Battle Mage in a party. Well, that's a 10.
Yeah,
Right?
that'll make just 10.
Okay. Let's.
It's
What's
fair
next?
to say if we
Kanna.
make
That's another 10.
yeah. It's all gonna be 10. It's all gonna be 10. All of them is gonna be
Yeah. Yeah. Because if you take 5 optimal party slots, they're all gonna be 10.
Yeah.
And then you just add 10 on top, so that's 60.
10. True. Fair.
Yeah. Okay. Yo, so to be honest with you, like it really is like 60. Like it might sound funny, like if you're watching this, but like unironically, that's how ahead and broken Bishop is. It's the only class in the whole game that you must have in a party, no matter what. You must have it. Like it's not like an option. You're not gonna do shit without it. It's the
Like, when
only
you
class
say you're
that's a
making party comp,
mandatory.
You're really like choosing like other like.
You're only choosing like 3 people, bro. Like straight
yeah,
up.
exactly.
The party comp is like 3 like guaranteed supports, and that's it. And Bishop's the one that's like giga guaranteed. You need to have it. And also you could fund like half as much as everybody else and still be the most important person. And you could bitch the entire party. You could just tell them what to do. They can't say anything.
True.
Actually, I'll give it an extra few points for that. It's like 63.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, solo bossing. Honestly, like the fact. Oh yeah. Also, in party bossing, you could play 2-minute or 3-minute. So I'll give it an extra few points for that. Because you could play 2 or 3-minute. And then solo bossing. I mean, obviously, it's not as broken as solo bossing because your whole kit is around like boosting others necessarily, but it still does a lot of damage even for solo bossing. Like straight up, like the fact that this class can still solo like every boss just like everybody else, bro. Like it's crazy.
The overall damage.
It's crazy.
Class,
You could
like,
you could
solo
still
damage
solo
still,
everything like everyone else.
The solo bossing, just not talking about like its kit, like just raw damage output. The class is still stronger than half the classes in the game. Like
Yeah,
that's
like it's not at the
like,
bottom
an
exactly.
number. It's not an estimate number. The class is actually like itself is actually stronger than half the class in this game.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Like it's so broken. But like there's classes that they literally are only DPS, like nothing else. They provide 0 other than damage, and they're weaker than Bishop.
Yes. And that's not just a field class. It's like literally 20 some classes that's weaker than this class.
Also,
Granular burst.
yeah,
Modular burst.
modular burst and like infinite survivability. Like there's no way you
Yeah.
die in this class. Like it's just unkillable. So I mean, it's probably like a 9 for me. Only reason I don't give it a 10 is only just because, you know, it could do more damage. That's it.
Yeah, it could do more damage.
Like that's it. Like 9, but you know, almost 10, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's fine.
Learning curve. I mean, this class is really easy, but I do know bishops end up looking at the bishop guide anyways.
No, I think the fact that it has 2 modes is just confusing, and then people you will have to look at guide to see
Yeah.
like, when to do what.
Yeah, that's all it is. Like you're just gonna look at the guide like maybe once or twice, and then you pretty much got it. So for me, it's like at least a 5, maybe a 5 for me.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Bro, what the fuck is this chart, bruh?
It's a middle
Look at this.
finger to all the other classes.
People are gonna look at this because they don't know how to read charts and think it's like ass, you know what I mean? But they need to look at the y-axis, bro. Please.
Yeah. Bro, this is
Like-
actually a giant middle finger to all the other classes.
No, it literally is.
I don't like this origin.
I hate this origin. Straight up.
I'm just not like a golden, spiritual, holy theme person.
Yeah, like heaven themed. Yeah, I don't know. It's whatever. It's whatever. This is one of the origins that I predicted exactly what it would be, though. I had an
yeah, it's
insane
very
prediction on
predictable.
this shit. I'm like,
Also,
what's it gonna
this-
be? A giant gate in the sky with angels coming out and light? And that was literally exactly what it was.
Also, this shit looks exactly the same as the Paladin one.
Yeah, it does. They're like the same skill. And it, well, oh, so here's the thing about the origin though. It lasts for a minute. And it gives you 5
Oh,
FD.
yeah.
So it's actually crazy for mobbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this class is broken as hell. Blaze Wizard. So here's the thing about Blaze Wizard 200 260. I don't know how I feel because part of me hates tapping orbitals or I just don't like how the orbitals feel in general. Nice thing about it is you don't need attack speed because they're like set attack speed for the orbitals coming out. But but like I just don't like how it feels. Like personally, like using it for some reason it doesn't feel nice. But maybe I just don't like it personally. But it is really easy to train with. There's that. Very, very easy to train with. Low cooldowns. A lot of low cooldowns. Has a broken ass like teleport reposition. And it has modular burst, bro. $260
Oh,
what
yeah.
would I give it? I'd probably give it like 6, 7, something like that. It's pretty
Okay.
easy,
I think the
pretty
training's still
straightforward.
pretty
Welcome
good.
back. Yeah,
Cute.
it is. The training's really good on this.
So yeah, that's fine.
Okay, give it like a 7. 260 plus on Blaze Wizard. I mean, you get your origin. This is another long origin, I think. Someone's like a big phoenix, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, still most of the damage is in within the roar duration if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So
You also have, I mean, we'll talk about the party bossing section, but yeah, it's fine. Like, to be honest, it's pretty consistent from 200 to 260 at 260 plus. Like, the training pretty much stays the same. The bossing stays the same. Like, it's fine in all these bosses. You have modular burst. You could play in 2-minute or 3-minute party. You have decent enough consistent damage. Like, it's pretty like normal.
yeah.
So, I mean, I'd probably just give it a 7 again. Like, it's not really bad at anything. Maybe an 8, actually.
Stationary farming too.
Yeah, farming's really easy. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, for the ease of getting into a party at this stage, I think it is.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to party bossing. I mean, this is one of like the premier elemental debuff classes to have.
Well,
Like,
worst out of the three, though.
There's only 3. Yeah, there's only 3. To be honest with you.
Worst out of the three, though.
Why is it the worst one? You think Dawn Warrior is better than this?
Yeah, unless you're making a mage comp.
Okay, but this can play in 2 minutes though.
That's true.
I feel like Dawn Warrior is worse, bro. Like Loki.
Nah.
Okay, you say so. I mean, either way, it's still really high, regardless.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're
it's-
talking about
it's-
like we're already talking about like among like the good classes to include in a party.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
mean,
like
Blaze
it's
Wizard
not
in a
even
party
a
is really
question
good.
whether you'll be included in a party. It's just like, you know, amongst the 5 to 6 best classes, like where you rank amongst those.
Yeah, exactly. This is easily like a top tier pick for any boss party, assuming you
Yeah.
don't already have an elemental resist or a debuffer in the party. I mean, it's at bare minimum 9 for me. I'm okay with giving it a 10 too. You could play in both 2 and 3 minute. I'll keep it at 9 though.
I think we'll put it at 9 because I want to put Battle
Yeah.
Mage at 10.
Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense. We'll keep it at 9. Its Battle Mage would be the 10. Solo bossing, I mean, the solo bossing is fine in it as well. Like, it's not like bad solo bossing. It's probably a bit above average. You have good enough damage. You have good low cooldown stuff. Modular burst. You know what's interesting about this class is Hexa is like really like all you need is like Inferno Sphere. Like it's like one skill type Hexa Loki.
Low-key,
So
that's
like
true.
the early frags on this class have giga value. Like the first like 5k frags on this class are insane value. And then it just like falls off.
Yeah, that's true. What are the other V skills anyways?
Bro,
I do not know.
I'm gonna be honest with
Yeah,
you.
the fact that we don't even recall them
I
is
deadass
probably...
don't even know, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, they have Salamander, but like, who the fuck cares, bro? Everything is Inferno Sphere, like Loki. Big
True.
orbital.
Oh yeah, big orbital. That thing on like, isn't that like 5-second cooldown shit? Not important.
It's actually so funny how this class is just Inferno Sphere, bro. Like straight up,
It literally is though.
it's just Inferno Sphere. That's the class. But that skill is so broken. That skill's like 3 skills in one.
Yeah.
It's like Blink plus Divine Punishment plus like NFMA.
Yep.
It's so good. I'm gonna give it a 6 though.
I would say
Learning
7
curve.
because of like the teleport,
floor?
like the
Oh, I
the
see.
TP, and there's one other thing I want to talk about. And good iframe. This is a rare case where you have you have iframe on a mage. Very rare.
Yeah,
case.
and it's a good
It's
iframe
because,
too.
it's because like they give mages E form, so like they're very stingy about giving mages iframe.
Mm-hmm. That's true, actually.
So, yeah.
Okay. Learning curve, I mean, it's not that hard to play. You could pick it up really easily. The skills are all very simple. I can't think of anything on this class that's too difficult. You just have maybe get used to a little bit for the teleport that you could have to position.
Mhm.
And placing down your floor fire circle every minute or whatever. That's it.
Yeah.
Like it's not too hard to play. Everything else is very simple. Hold on your orbitals, pop your burst off cooldown, or whenever you need to burst, and that's it. The only thing, actually, the other thing is like the movement on this class could be kind of bad because all you really have is your flash jump and the TP back. You don't have any like, you don't have anything else. You don't have any dashes or anything. And you don't have a TP either, so you only have one TP. Yeah, you gotta get used to walking on this class. So I'd give it like a 4. I don't think, like, right before the point where you have to like read a guide.
Yeah, I'm thinking like I think this class is something. Well, yeah, I think you can figure this out. Figure out this class for the most part on your. That's fine.
Yep. Exactly.
You have to read your own skills. You don't have to read a guide.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with this.
How do you feel about this, Tommy?
I think it makes sense. The learning curve is pretty low. There is just a little reading involved. I think if you were to watch a guide on this class, though, like, you would probably figure out, like, oh, like, I didn't know you could, there's, from what I remember, this class actually has animation cancels, I think. Like, or maybe it got removed. But I remember that Blaze Wizards, they were able to animation cancel the Blazing Extinction, but I think after Destiny or Ignition, it might have been removed or something like that, which sucks, by the way. But if it's still in the game, like, it's super nice to have. But that's where a video guide could have come in handy. But for learning curve, checks out. You would probably find out something I didn't even know is that this class there's bossing mode and mobbing mode for that one skill.
Yeah, they have Lion and Fox. They have Lion and Fox.
Yeah, that's what I said about, like, you have to read your skill.
Yeah. I mean, it's really easy. You just look at it and you're like, okay, this one's for bossing, this one's for mobbing. That's it.
I think you don't even have to read. You just have to press the skill a couple times to see the effect, and you'll know which one to use for what.
Yeah, it's like in Rage, bro. Like, you'll figure it out in 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Alright, what do we think of this origin?
It's just a bird with like 10 Infinite Spheres.
Yeah. The bird rushes at you, though. Kind of fast. It's fast, though.
I feel like the cutscene is pretty cool compared to what we have seen. Like, there's definitely some worse ones, right? But after the cutscene ends, it's like so out of place. There's just like a high quality bird.
Yeah. I noticed that too. The bird is like giga high fidelity. Like, it's not even from this game, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it's like,
doesn't even look like it's something from this game. Like, what the fuck is that, bro?
Like,
that bird is probably like the highest. Like, it probably used the max amount of frames per second on this game.
Yeah, straight up.
It doesn't look bad, but it just doesn't fit with how the rest of this game looks. Like, it sort of looks like it just got like.
Yeah, they needed to tune down the FPS and make it look a little worse.
Yeah, this shit looks too good.
It's too good for the game.
It's like giga shaders on Minecraft.
You know, one student class always ruins the curve on a test.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah, true.
Like, what are you trying to do, bro? Just making us look bad and have lower test scores?
Yeah, for real. Fucking bird, bro. Okay. Continue to battle Mage. Man, this class is broken. This is an OP class.
Yep.
Okay, so 200, 260 on battle Mage, low level. I mean, I think it's really good still.
I did not like it too much at low level.
Why?
I think the maps at low level are just worse than.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Later maps, and for classes that I think like this class is like one of those like pretty map dependent classes, and just because of that, like like your summons and all that stuff, like you have to figure out like a fucking new rotation every like 2 hours or so. I just don't like it. And like most of the times, like at lower level maps, like your rotations are just not optimal.
Mm-hmm.
And like your main attack like have a such small AoE.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, though, I think it's fine.
Did they change one of the V skills? You know, like the little Reaper in the back that like spins its scythe every now and then.
Huh?
Like that was like that's like a FMA that just ticks random like over time, right? Like
Yeah, you have a gauge. Once the gauge fills up, the I think it's that little death thing comes out and sweeps.
so that skill's different now, right? That's like because I remember the way it worked before.
That's just like a class theme. Like you just have it like from second job or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, like one of the V skills, it's like it's just a big. There's like just a big
Are you
big
talking
dude
about
in the back.
Aura?
I don't know what the skill names are, but like
okay,
is it?
Unit Aura just like makes
That's
it
just
so
a
that,
buff.
like, yeah, it's a
No,
buff
I'm talking about the summon where there's a guy holding the scythe and he just.
It's just floating.
Okay,
It's just
okay.
floating there.
Yeah, that's just a summon.
Is that skill still the same from when it was released?
Yeah.
So like it has modular timing, right? Like if you kill enough mobs, it just keeps lasting longer, right?
Yes.
Or
yes,
they-
yeah.
Okay. So does that make the mobbing like really good or no?
Yeah, it is. Yes, the mobbing
Yeah, it
is
is,
really
but,
good
like-
on this shit.
But
Okay,
like
okay.
lower level map have like shitty like shit ass density on mobs. Like
Oh,
most of
okay.
the time,
So you can't. Okay. I see.
most of the time that shit's not even hitting that much.
I see.
Okay, apparently there's a cap too. It's not 100% of the time.
Yeah, it's not
I think
100%.
There was a patch in GMS where it's bugged. It is on like there wasn't like it's like basically unlimited.
Yeah, I remember that. That's like where like this skill was just giga, but yeah, I guess it's been changed
Yeah,
since then.
it got patched though eventually.
Dude, the thing is though, like even without it, like the mobbing is still good though. Like regardless, it has so many other things going for it. Doesn't matter.
So
And then what? What don't
Other
you
than
like
some-
about it though?
huh?
I feel like it's really good low level.
No. So like in most of Masters, you still have to personally cover like you like your character yourself. Like after you put on summons, you still have to cover a section yourself, right?
Uh-huh.
And that section that you have to cover yourself is like pain in the ass to fucking cover because your mobbing skill AoE just dog shit, and like it takes a lot for you to be able to like one shot with your teleport. So that even that like small section is probably like just a quarter of your screen or like a third or like a half of your screen you have to cover yourself, and that section is like really fucking annoying to cover
Okay.
from
I
my
see.
experience.
The cooldowns are very staggered too. They don't line up. Fuck the cooldowns on this shit. So what are we thinking?
6.
Okay.
Really?
I'm okay with that.
Damn. Okay.
Were you thinking lower?
I was thinking 7 maybe.
Okay, why is that a damn though? It's 6 or like they're one off.
Honestly, they're both perceived very differently.
Huh.
People will see a
It's like
6
if-
and be like, that's shit. 7 will be like, oh, it's not bad.
It's because like
Oh, it's
You think
because 60% is F.
I
Yeah.
think it's because you match it up to Blaze Wizard that has a 7, and you
Blaze Wizard is a lot less to manage though. I feel like when you're
It
mobbing.
is. There is way less to manage.
Well, I guess this class of bossing is better. So in that case,
Yeah, oh, that's true. That's true. The bossing is way
In that
better.
case, I'm fine with the 7. Yeah, 7's fine.
Okay. 260 plus. I mean, broken as fucking class, bro. The origin's really strong. They have giga
9.
movement, survivability. And then with Janice, obviously the training is way better.
Yeah.
So I think it's a 9. It does well in all those bosses too, like all the later Arcane River bosses and Black Mage.
I'm down for that.
Oh, party bossing we know is a 10. The reason why it's a 10, for those who don't know, is you have different auras on this class. One of them called Weakness Aura. That gives your whole party a lot of final damage for 100% of the time. It's the optimal secondary support after Bishop. And Kanna actually as well. Kanna and Battle Mage are like if there were 3 supports to have in your class, it's like Bishop, Kanna, Battle Mage. Like those are the 3. So it's part of the big 3, bro. It's part of the big 3. So it has to be a 10 by default. Also, it does an absurd amount of damage too. Like it also fills in like a really solid DPS slot too. So there's not really much else that you could ask for. Yeah, it's part of the big 3. Solo bossing is also really good in this class regardless. Just because it also does a lot of damage. It has a really good 90-second burst as well. It's not like just 3-minute burst backloaded. So it has good cooldowns too, even for bossing. So for me, like based off like the other ones, like we give this a 7, this a 9, this a 7, this a 9. Like this is probably like an 8 for me.
Yep, that's cool.
Learning curve. I don't think this class is hard to learn at all.
No,
You just
anymore.
make sure your debuffs up, make sure your summons are up and whack it, bro. Just whack it. Whack the boss and you're good.
They simplified this class so much over the last.
Yeah, because you don't even need to like telecast anymore or tele attack or whatever the
It's
fuck.
really
Like
the 2 big things.
that's
like,
it.
swapping between the 2 auras. Now that they made Weakening Aura lingers a lot longer, so you don't have to do that as often. Plus, they line up the cooldown. This class used to be a 100 and 200 second class. Now it's just streamlined, and you don't have to telecast anymore. So
Yeah.
and like the movement is just fucking crazy. Like
Yeah, it is. It's so good. It's one of those Giga mobile mages for some reason. And has a dash. And dash and TP. And really good airtime. Yeah, bro. Every single person in this game glazes Battle Mage TP beyond like anything else. People who like don't even play Battle Mage will glaze the fuck out of it. It's like the one thing they always glaze. It's like, oh, bro, but Battle Mage TP, like, bro. It's the one thing they glaze, bro. So what, learning curve, like what, like a 3, 4?
4 is fine.
4.
Okay. What do we think of its origin? I think this origin is one of the cooler ones in the game. To be honest. Chills.
Other than that, like Reaper, I think the rest of the part is really good. The Reaper is definitely minus.
But the beginning part is all the auras combining.
Yeah,
it's the
beginning part is fine.
bro, it's the world government logo.
Anything other than this cloak guy is fine. That cloak guy is like so ghetto.
So ghetto.
I never really understood like the Reaper theme, honestly.
Bro, because it's cool. You don't have to understand. It's just cool, bro.
It's like fucking like it's like Black Mage's like fucking uncle type shit. Like
Yeah, we have Black Mage at home. Bro, it's the world government logo. Look.
Oh, that's true.
That shit's on the back of Lucci, bro.
True.
Emu. Yo! Emu!
Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Chills. Fuck is Shadow Wizard Money Gang?
We love casting spells.
What?
That's what they say.
I think this one is super cool. Like, I think this is one of the cooler ones. Maybe top 10. Actually, for sure, top 10. Alright, let's move on. Avenge.
I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Well, I actually played this class at 250, so I do know what I'm talking about. It's ass to 260. I hated it. Well, to be fair, I played it a long time ago. It's 250. It's way better now though. Problem with Evan is like, or the problem that used to be is that it was really hard to one shot, but they made it so much easier to one shot, so its mobbing is just really good. Only thing I would say is people probably won't like spammy classes because you're just constantly like returning and fusion comboing like over and over and over again all the time. So like, if you don't like spammy classes, then this one it's probably something you don't want to play. And then in terms of early game bossing, like this class has a pretty high learning curve. I mean, we'll talk about that later. It has a pretty high learning curve, so it's gonna be weird to boss. Like if you want to do optimal damage, like you're gonna have to be fucking holding down like mana squirt, whatever the fuck it's called, and comboing like all the time, like really fast all the time. So there's that. Early game bossing as well. Like they made Elemental Radiance way easier to charge up for the burst, but I still think that some people might have a little bit of trouble getting it off, but they did make it a lot easier though. So man, it's like whatever. So 200 to 260 on Evan, huh? What would I give it? What did I give the other ones relative? I mean, I think it's worse
3.
than Bam. 3? Why 3? 3's a lot. 3's really low. I don't think it's 3.
3 is a lot. Oh,
I think it's like a
3.
5.
Okay, well,
We're just
I think
saying
it's low
shit.
for sure, just because like, it's just doesn't the class feel like giga fucking clunky when you're like bare bones on Evan because you don't have the attack speed yet? Like, I feel like people probably wouldn't even be able to know how to even get the attack speed buff from return.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned the learning curve. Like a lot of it is because you just don't know what the fuck you're doing. It feels like shit.
Because you lack the foundational knowledge of this class. Like I'm pretty sure the leveling experience is even that much worse because class feels clunky. Like you have to do your fusion skills, but maybe like it just doesn't like come out that smooth because you just don't know how to do shit yet.
There was literally one TMS player that trained Evan for a weekend and got Cabo Eternal and didn't play this game for 3 months.
Oh nah, bro. This class is taking out people, bro. Yo. That's funny. Alright, let's give it a 4. 260 plus. I mean, it gets a lot better. You learn how to play your class more. You have your origin now. I mean, everything else is still the same though. You know what I mean? Like it's still annoying to play. Still like a lot of comboing you have to do. Even while farming too, right? Like that's the thing. It's like you're still moving around and comboing.
Yeah.
You just really need to like press a lot of buttons on this class very frequently, all the time, whether you're mobbing or bossing. So if that's something you don't want to do, like to me, like that sounds like it'll piss me off. I ain't even gonna lie. Even though I liked playing it just because of like the theme, it was like effort. Like this is like an effort class. So keep that in mind. Obviously, it gets way easier because of Janice. 260 plus bossing. The class's bossing kit is really good though. Like it has big 3-minute burst with really good 1-minute burst. Like that's a sick combo.
This is one of the classes that, you know, gives like your level of effort that you put in is not worth the like the reward is not enough.
Yeah. I agree. You gotta try so hard just to get gapped by like Paladin Burst.
I think that actually I'll mention it for solo bossing, but for the 260 plus experience, like yeah, you do have to work a lot harder in this class, and it doesn't necessarily feel rewarding either. or like the effort to reward doesn't exactly pay out that well.
It's not even effort to reward. It's effort to not be punished.
That is also true, yeah.
Like, if a class, if you put in like minimum effort that you're doing average damage and you put in extra effort, you're doing just a little more damage or a little to some more damage, then I would call that like effort to reward. But like this class, if you don't put in effort, you're literally doing no damage.
Yep. Exactly.
So like for example, like Arc, right? Arc and like King. Like even if you just don't put any effort in, you're still doing like fine damage. But if you do put effort in, you're doing like a bit more damage, right? But this class is like if you're not putting in effort, you're literally just doing dog shit damage.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 7.
Okay.
Party bossing. I think its party bossing is really good. Straight up. It has the special mage comp perk that no other class has. Very special mage comp perk where you give mages more damage, specifically mages.
I mean, if you're already saying like the big three, right? Like at the very minimum, sliding this class into the party, boosting those big three by 10% FD.
That's true. Like the big 3, so Kanna, Battle Mage, and Bishop, all mages, right? And then if you just slide in Evan, which has really good 3-minute burst, by the way. Like it's not bad 3-minute burst. It amplifies the big 3. Bro, the world just revolves around the big 3, to be honest with you. So like, because this provides like good service to the big 3, automatically like it's good, like by default. I don't think it's a 9 good. I think it's an 8 good though.
True.
Bam, Kanna, Bishop, Evan, and who? Bro, like 2 other big 3-minute bursts. Nightwalker, Xenon, some shit like that. Okay. Solo bossing. I think solo bossing is good too, to be honest with you. Like I mentioned before, it has really good 3-minute burst and good 1-minute burst cooldown too. Like that shouldn't be slept on. And very, very, very consistent damage. If you're gonna try hard, obviously. If you're gonna try hard, then it has very, very good consistent damage. Very good movement too. Like you can get a lot of damage out while moving around because Mirror does its own attacks while you're moving. And you could also use your little mana squirt while attacking as well. So it's good. It has a lot of like damage to be shot out. You also have like Giga status resist with your Onyx Dragon Summon. Has a modular iframe as well with Dragon Master. Oh my god, that iframe is so good. It's like the whole young one. Not as good as it, but it's like it. So, there's that. I mean, I think it's the same. Probably like another 8.
Sure.
Learning curve. Bro, you're definitely watching a guide if you want to know how to play this class properly. Like, you're joining the Effort Discord. Or you're joining the Evan Discord and you're going to learn how to sweat. You're going to have to learn what all the fusion combos do. You're going to have to learn what all the returns do. You're going to have to learn how to... what the party debuffs are. And you're going to have to learn how to animation cancel properly as well. There's a lot to learn to play this properly. Mage equivalent of Blaster? Yeah, like that's a really good way of putting it. I ain't going to lie. That's a really, really good way of putting it. So for me, like it's at least at 8, maybe 9 in terms of learning curve. Like it's a high effort learning curve class IMO.
Yep.
Alright, I'll give it a 9. We all good with this?
I'm good with this.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, also all Evans talk to Mir. They're all like schizo. Just trying to point that out. I think this origin is dumb as fuck. Like, where's Mir going?
It's not good.
What is this?
You want to know what the Koreans are thinking about this origin before they like? Do you remember? Do you remember the original?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. They changed it.
Yeah, the original was just like a big bubble that it would like Mir would pierce through, and people would call that fucking the fertilization.
Oh, okay.
Like that's what they were calling it, dude.
Okay.
Bro, like, what's happening? To be honest with you, like, Mir's... It seems like Mir's, like, crashing out. That's what it seems like. Like, what is this?
It's like
Mir's, like, running away or something.
it's like copyright-free ASOL, you know? Like they wanted to do Dragon with stars and planets, but they just couldn't exactly do it. Because it does like
Oh,
rain
like-
down like meteors, right? During like after the cutscene when you're attacking.
So is Mir, like, blowing up a planet or something, and there's, like, shards of a planet falling down or something? Like, what the fuck is happening?
I don't
Yo,
know, dude. He
fertilization
went.
is crazy.
That's what they called it in Korea, dude.
Fertilization. Wait, I just realized. Holy shit. I'm so stupid. Why it's called fertilization. It's basically a sperm cell going to an egg.
Yes.
Bro, this is crazy. I can't unsee it anymore. Oh my god, bro. It literally is just fertilization, bruh. This is crazy.
Now we have normalization.
What-
Yo.
what?
In vitro origin. That's so crazy. This is so stupid, bro. Moving on. Bro, this might be the worst mage. Luminous. Straight up. This is probably the worst one.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Alright. 200 to 260 I think is really good. Gate, reflection, training is broken. Bossing, ass. Okay, the big thing about Lumi is it sucks in bossing.
I think solo bossing is like at least fine.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you're good enough. But like,
But
there's just so many weird interactions.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, that's true. But like, aren't you mostly on your own before 260 anyways?
I guess so, yeah. I guess so. You're right. What's the worst mage? Bro, you guys are so fucking weird, bro. No, it's not. The shit that... Whatever.
No,
Stick to Lumi.
It is Lumi. It is Lumi.
Anyways, let's continue. 260. Bro, didn't you guys have Lumi farmers?
I never
Oh,
had
yeah.
one.
I never had
Okay.
one.
Okay. I mean, my only play of Lumi is like a Lumi farmer. Way back in the day. That's it. So I understand how the class works, but it's essentially like a 3-minute burst class that does no damage. Essentially. Like, that's what it is.
It
Yes.
has burst?
You're so funny, bruh. Yes, bro. Baptism and fucking liberation orbs are 3-minute cooldown.
Wait, baptism doesn't have a cooldown.
What? I'm being gaslit right now.
Wait, sword, like, you're talking about the swords, right?
Yes.
Isn't that just like,
No, Zoro
Every-
cooldown is just based on how many enders you do.
yeah, it's like every 11 enders you can
Okay, but
pass-
okay, but realistically here, like, bro, like, it's only really like coming out during your burst. Like all the baptisms, like a bunch of them come out during your burst.
No. You're constantly using them. I mean, every time you mean to say every time you enter equilibrium, right?
Bro, it literally has a cooldown.
What?
Okay, it has a really. It says I'm looking it up. It says 45-second cooldown.
Yeah, but the cooldown gets reset every time, and like every time you hit 11 enders, and you're gonna hit that.
Oh,
pretty
you're
often,
right.
like,
You're right. I'm actually like tripping balls right now. Never mind.
every time you enter equilibrium, that skill, you're just constantly spamming that skill if you're in equilibrium. We're just like
Yeah. You're right. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
That skill is DPM. Your Aether Conduit, whatever the fuck it is called, you're casting off cooldown. That shit. And
Yeah,
like,
conduit's very low cooldown.
And Gate is every
Gate
equilibrium.
just sits there, bro. Yeah, but you upkeep your gate though, and it just kind of sits there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so,
gate has no cooldown. It's just when you equalize, you could use it.
Yeah, so
You're
you
right.
only really have one V skill, like one V skill on actual cooldown.
3 minute. Yeah, that's the lib orbs. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think his damage is high enough. Like that's like the main thing on the class. I think the class has surprisingly good movement though in equilibrium. Like that's another thing that goes for it. It also has a really good iframe with its bind. It's a really good iframe because you can move around with the iframe. Like you press it and you can move around like instead of just like an iframe that just kind of just sticks you in place. So it's called Armageddon, by the way. Like I be knowing like Lumi's skill names. Okay, what does this boil down to? Training's broken on this class, but its bossing's like whatever. So I think it's like a 6.
I'm willing to put it higher than that, just because like
Okay.
you're still fine with solo bossing, and during before 260 you're mostly solo bossing, and like your training is really good. Actually, also very dependent on like your solo bossing also very dependent on buff duration.
Yes.
It's definitely not above 7, and I'm gonna just say that. Like, it's definitely not above 7, but I think, like, the training is good enough. Now I'm willing to put it at a 7. And solo bossing is, like, not bad. The only thing is just that, like, for solo bossing, you still are missing quite a bit of buff duration during that time.
Yeah.
So, like, for Lumi, right? Like, you know how, like, for Explorer Mages, like, you're on a budget, you just run 50 buff duration Legendary line?
Uh-huh.
Is Lumi an exception to that, or do you also do that? Because I feel like attack speed is like giga.
I think attack speed is too important.
I don't think you could do that on Lumi. It's too important because you really need to get off as many enders as possible. Like if this class didn't have attack speed as well, holy shit, it'd be so dog. Like your enders are just you just can't do anything, bro.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I think I would agree with the 7, just because like the mobbing is just so good.
Okay.
The annoying thing about Lumi is that you do have to charge up equilibrium before you do bosses.
Yes, you do. They're changing that, right? Eventually.
Yeah, in the newest patch, they're making it so that even if you like are airballing your fucking attacks, it still charges.
Oh yeah.
Equilibrium.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay, so 260 plus on Lumi. I mean, so here's the thing, like it's the training. We could just like we don't even have to talk about training on Lumi because that's like the one thing where it's like giga broken in. So that's like perfectly fine on Lumi training. But the thing is, when you get into these higher tier bosses, like it's still fine, but I feel like you're gonna start to notice amongst other classes like you're lacking more than they are. So I'm okay with giving it another 7. I wouldn't say it goes up necessarily. Its origin has like a big explosion and then a summon that sits there. But then I think it explodes again. There's like I think there's like a second part.
Wait, what?
What?
Origin?
Yeah, it's origin. Its origin has like
I
the initial like summon, like a initial cutscene and then a summon.
It's the same as the Kali one.
What?
The origin is the same as the Kali one. It's a key down for like a few seconds, and then it's a big explosion after a key down ends.
Oh, I had it backwards. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had it backwards. I was thinking it was the opposite. Like it came out and then the key down. It's the opposite. Okay, that's fine. I think it's around the same though. Like another 7. I don't think it gets worse, and I don't think it gets really much better. Relative to all the other classes, 260 plus.
Yeah.
Okay. Party bossing. I mean, this is the worst part of Lumi, right?
It is.
Like, this is the part where it's struggles the most in endgame party bossing. Its damage just isn't there, and they do give magic attack. Yeah, they do.
Let me tell you one thing. I fucking hate partying with a Lumi. Now, let me explain why. Okay.
Equilibrium.
Yes. So like I run like a
And
gauntlet,
Freud's.
like yes, I run like a gauntlet with like my friends where like we have a bunch of like hyper burns and we just do like Lou LC10 together every week just to get like arcane boxes and like Oz rings or whatever for events, so that eventually we'll get strong enough to just solo, right? And like it is so fucking annoying where because we have this one guy that has Lumi, and it's always like, all right, like, I need to charge equilibrium between our bosses. Oh, I'm gonna start sucking my Freuds. Like, bro, man,
It's like 2 Freuds, bro.
It's like all this for a drop of fucking blood type shit. Like, come on now. I almost wouldn't be surprised if we just skipped all that and you just go in the boss as soon as everyone else is ready. Like, I feel like we would probably just end up using the same amount of time.
Yep.
Or it might actually just be faster if like we just went in sooner than waiting for this one guy to just do their thing, stack Freuds, like do this or that. Like it's because our G skills are ticking too. Like we gotta have to use them for other bosses too.
Yeah.
So, party bossing, like,
Bro, it might be worse than the whole game. I'm not even trolling.
1.
It might be the worst in the whole game.
I just gotta put it at 1 just because I hate it. Like 1 only
Bro,
because it gives magic attack.
I'm okay with the 2.
Okay, 2 because it can heal sometimes.
Okay. Oh, I actually think it might be the worst in the whole game. Like, not only like are you a DPS slot, right? So like, okay, like whatever, you have your heal and you have your magic attack. Like, who gives a fuck, right? Like your damage is low, and you're annoying. So it's like that's like the 2 worst things you could do. Like maybe if you had a party member that their damage is low, but they're so sweet and kind, and they like do the shot calling and shit. So it's like they're not annoying, but your damage is low and you're annoying. So it's like, why would anyone party with you? Loki. You're never stacking your Freuds for a pug, bro. Solo bossing. I mean, it's way better in solo bossing. You could stay outside and charge your equilibrium and charge your Freuds all you want. No one's gonna yell at you. So, all good there. I think just because it doesn't have too much damage, I can't really rank it too high. Good iframe though, good movement. Probably 6 or 7 for me. I must say 6.
Solo bossing? You want to give it a 6?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know, as in like I don't know if it's like if that's too low or too high, honestly.
What does that mean? It's a good score?
I'm trying to think of like reasons as to why I would put it lower and reasons of why I would put it higher than 6. I think because it is a mage, like it still has fucking teleport, and when you do have
That's a really good
equilibrium,
teleport too.
yeah, especially when you're on equilibrium, like you just have giga teleport. It's like very very low. It's like very spammable. Like you can like zip from one side of the map to the other really really fast in equilibrium.
Yep.
Honestly, like I think I'm okay with 6 for now, but I could see it being higher, and I could also see it being lower.
Okay.
Like, 'cause if you do get the Freuds off, it's like it does feel really, really nice. Like any of the Freud classes you play, like when you get the 6-stack Freuds off, like you just feel good.
Yeah, you see big Freud come over your head. Chills.
All right, learning curve.
I mean, I think it's something you're definitely gonna have to look up or join Lumi Discord to learn a little bit. For sure. So for me,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
mean-
at least a 5. At least a 5.
It makes sense. Like some of the skills are a bit confusing. Like baptism is kind of confusing, and like I mean, I feel like you kind of already figure out the gauge by the time you are 5th job, right? Like you realize that you have light and dark skills, and then they get enhanced, and then you pop equilibrium, and then you're like, oh, what is this ender skill, or like, what is this reaper skill you can spam?
Yeah. Another thing about is like gate, like you're gonna put it on and like realize that it has no cooldown and be like, why is it just grayed out?
Yeah, why is it grayed
I don't
out?
know. Like you're just gonna have to like learn it a little bit. Like for me, it's probably a 5. Just gonna have to read a little quick guide on it, and you're good. All right. This class is so sad. Okay, what do we think of its origin? I don't like it. Looks like an alien.
I think it's fucking sick.
What? What? It's like a tentacle monster.
So like, the whole theme of Luminous is that, you know, he has like some powers of Black Mage, right?
Yeah.
But also like the names, every single name of Lumi is related to like some kind of like higher being, a godlike, you know, figure, like. And then when you're using your origin, like, that's the thing.
Is it? Is that the thing?
What's the origin even called?
I don't
Isn't
know.
it like? Look it up. What's the origin called? Because I'm pretty sure like this is like. This is what your skills are referring to. Like baptism of light and darkness.
Harmonic paradox. Yeah, that's what I thought,
Like-
bro. Harmonic paradox.
Let me look up the Korean name, and hopefully we don't
Oh
get
my god,
demonetized.
bro! This guy's so like desperate to have a cool name like Ragnarok, Thor slaying, like Odin, like bro. It's named CPAP. Is Santo Korean? No. He's Canadian.
Why is the website loading so slow? Okay, I can't find the Korean name for some reason.
I can find it.
But okay, you go find it. But I'm pretty sure like that's like the what's the word? Like the entity that your skills are
The
referring
entity.
to, right?
It's called Harmonic Paradox. With Korean translation.
GG. Yeah, like Gate of Light, Baptism of Light and Darkness, Liberation Orb, like
Yeah, Orb.
I feel like all these like V skills that Luminous have is like
This is gas. This is gas.
it's like just references to like a higher being.
What's the best origin name? Life and Death? Just kidding, that's the worst one. It's Jin Quick Draw. Silence. Nightmare. Karma Blade is so bad. Stop. Whatever, that's not what we're talking about right now. It's Loki Blasters. Final Destroyer. Chills. Final Destroyer, bro. Anyways, let's continue. Illium. Well, I'm sitting this one out.
I have the only memory I have of this class is that the fucking 0 to 30 is the most awful thing in existence.
Yeah,
Where
it's
you're
us. Going around the school and shit. I'm doing all these random bullshit quests.
Yes, and you're getting bullied.
Dude, we need Phil, bro. We actually need Phil for this, bro. He's the one who plays Illium.
Unironically.
We might have to skip it for now.
I mean, we can try doing our best and then have him, like, you know, like, peer review our shit.
Here's the thing, though. We know Phil's scores. What if we just copy his scores?
Wait, we do know his score?
Yeah. It's on the master sheet. He put his scores for everything.
Oh. Okay, let's try to
like decipher why he like gave them those scores.
So this class is kind of like, so when this class came out, I thought of it as like, oh, this is like Mage Aran, right?
Yeah, that's like
Where
an
it's
interesting
like-
way to think about it. Yeah.
Like
You have the
fill up
balls,
gauge.
and then you could use different ball skills based off the gauge.
Yeah, you use the gauge and then you go into your flying form, your like what, flora form? Is that
Yeah, the
or whatever?
cockroach.
Like you start flying around and you have like a blue little glow around the edges of your screen and you're just flying around.
Yeah,
And,
that's basically like the Iran rage, or whatever
exactly,
it's called, adrenaline.
Yeah. It has honestly pretty decent mobility. I think the TP is kind of short, but you aren't really using TP that much anyways. You're using the glide more often than not, right?
Yeah. The glide's really good. It's
The
really
glide is like
good.
the original glide, like before Ho-Young got his like little Nimbus cloud, right? Like,
Yeah.
but it is like it does have its own sense of micro. From what I remember, it is like a Oriana type shit where you have to move the ball around and then your other attacks interact with the ball when it collides and makes like these big explosions. It's like a chain reaction.
Yep.
It also has was the summon like the big robot a 5th job skill, or is that like just like a 1 to 4?
Nah. They got robots all along the way that just get bigger and bigger. I think
I know
5th
you got
job
the
they got like a big one. They got like a really big
I know
one.
you got a drone, but like is okay. Honestly, I don't remember this class too much, man. Like it's
I know, no. I remember, bro. I remember. Anyways, 200 to 260. Like, if you want to talk about training, this class is broken ass training. Like, that's like the default. This class is broken ass training. The annoying thing about this class is like, you gotta charge that ball, bro. So the bossing is just like a
Yeah.
little weird, because you gotta charge the ball. But it's not the worst thing in the world, to be honest with you. Like, it's whatever. Also, the class is surprisingly strong. I just want to put that out there. Like, if you think this class is weak, you're wrong. This class is really strong.
Does this class have a 4-minute goddess?
It has the Flora goddess.
So it's 4 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But also like just like how we were explaining Luminous, right? Where like gate is literally just grayed out. Like there's this class also has a similar thing where it's like some of your skills you just can't use it.
That's true.
You have the ball out and then you have a certain amount of gauge too, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you're like a new player and you're like barely reach your skills and you're more so of like a like use it first and then figure out like how exactly it works, like you're just gonna be confused where it's like you keep buying it and you can't even use it. It's like, why can't I use the skill? And then you're forced to read it.
Yeah. Exactly.
And like even after reading it, you might still not know why it's grayed out.
Mm-hmm.
Deadass, you might think your class is bugged.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I think I'd give it a 6. Maybe 5.
I think it can only be. I think it's hard capped at 5 just because of that 0 to 30.
Okay, that's true. Let's not forget about that. Even though that's 200 to 260, but like, well, let's still mention that. Okay, let's talk about 260 plus. So, like I mentioned before, the training on this class is very, very easy. Like, if you ever seen an Illium train, like, they really just be, like, blowing up the whole map with 0 effort. With their wings and shit. I'm pretty sure their origin makes their wings last longer, too. Let me confirm that real quick.
Maybe? I don't actually know.
Okay? I made that shit up. Never mind. I just read the skill. Like, I literally just read the skill. Honestly, to me, like, it's giving a 6.
A 6?
Yeah. It gets an origin,
Like-
so it gets better.
Like the experience of this class only gets that like a little bit better after like really?
Well,
From 5th job to 6th job, the experience only gets that like only a little bit better.
okay, I'm pretty confident that there's a way to extend the wings duration at some point, right? Like, I'm pretty sure there is. I don't know if it's through the Hexa or if it's through the origin, but I'm pretty sure there is a way. So if that's the case, then the experience definitely gets a lot better. So like, I'm okay with 7. I'm okay with moving up to 7. Oh, then Master Chica lets him charge it faster. Okay, that basically is like duration, though. You know what I mean? Like, you're in your wings more often. So
something
wings
that,
only extend using origin. Bro, I knew it. I literally said that. I knew it did that. I play Illium.
something that I remember seeing about this class is that the second mastery core in conjunction with attack speed 10 and GMS allows them to just giga charge their wings really, really fast.
Yes.
Is what I remember, which means that like I don't know like exactly what that translates to. Like you're like, you know how on Iran, like, you know, you do generate combo a little bit faster, but you're still tied to your Maha's Fury cooldown
Yeah.
for the attack percent, right? Like even
Yeah.
if you generate your combo that fast, like it's more of like a quality of life that you can generate it that fast. But for Illium, I think you actually just like go into it ASAP maybe. Like you don't wait for anything, I think. I'm not too sure on that though. Don't quote me on that, but I think the fact that because people have mentioned the fact that you can just supercharge your wings really, really fast, like that makes me think that you probably are able to just get another wings duration up in time before your cooldowns are up anyway. Like
Yeah,
even
no,
after,
they're
like,
their wings
emptying
a
it.
lot. They're their wings a lot. So yeah. Yeah. A minute-ish per full charge without the hyper insta charge. That's so good, bro.
That's crazy because this is a 3-minute class. Like
That's so
if you're
good,
able
bro.
to enter that enraged state every minute, like what?
That's so crazy.
That's also like because there's just like how Iran, when you're in adrenaline, you can only use one hunter's skill. Like you have
Hunters,
hunter's
yeah.
prey, and then like follow the storm or whatever. Like I think Illium only has a one-time use per wings. And as you enter it as well, like once you enter wings, you can use this big nuke once, and then
Yes,
if you
yes,
can
yes.
enter it again, then you use it again. So I think that's probably why like this class is just like really cracked with the attack speed and the second mastery core.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd give it like a 8, bro. I've been saying 8.
I think just because like I don't know too much about this class, and I would find it hard to believe to see that it's only a 6. Like the you're telling
That's
me
what
like
Phil said.
Yeah, I know that's what Phil said, but like, I think
I think
just
it's an
has to be
8.
7. I think it's at least 7. There's
All right,
no
we'll
way
meet in
that
the
this
middle.
there's no way this class only gets slightly better from 5th job to 6th job. You know,
Nah, it gets way better. The origin's crazy.
especially because like it's going from 5 to 6 is what Phil put. That's crazy to me.
Dude, I think it's an 8, bro. Like, I'm telling you.
I mean, 7's in the middle, right? Anyways, party bossing. I think party bossing.
I mean, party bossing's really good. Straight up. I think it's an 8.
I don't know if I can put it at 8.
What? Why?
I think, okay, sure. You put it in Mage comp. Yeah, it minimum 8, sure, in a Mage comp. But I think the utility of like the extra iframe, it's like Origin Bind. Let's just think about like, I don't know, you Origin Bind and then you Nova if that's applicable to the boss. If no Nova, then you Genesis. And after Genesis, you use the Illium iframe. Like, the 10 seconds of extra uptime may or may not be that useful for your party, depending on what classes even exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
On top of that, it's like, this is a DPS slot, right?
Mm.
So in a non-mage comp where you're providing your party like a 9-second iframe, I think, or maybe it's 10, I don't remember. It's
10.
like, it's just niche value.
Bro,
it's
it does
almost
a
as if,
lot of
like,
damage. Does a lot of damage. It's not weak.
I'm not
It's a
saying
strong
weak, but
3-minute class with like a quirk, basically.
But like, of all the 3-minute mages, you want to put it at 8?
I'd rather have this than like what's the?
Or not
3-minute
even just
mage?
mages, like of all the 3-minute DPS classes, like,
Okay, I'd rather have this than a buck. I'd rather have an Illium than a buck.
No. Fuck no, Buck is doing way more damage than this class. Like,
What?
it's fine. If this
What are you
class is
talking
doing
about?
fine damage. It's fine if this class is doing fine damage, but it's all relative. Like, relative to other, because especially when you're talking about party, like it has to compete with other DPS classes in a party, and
Yeah, that's
this
what
is
I'm
just not
saying.
it.
Okay, but you
No.
guys are talking like this shit is way weaker. Like, no, it's not.
we're not, but like, compared to what options there are, like, this isn't an 8. Like, 7 I
Yeah,
can
it's
agree
not
with.
it.
Okay, but like, okay, it's a 7. Okay, sure, but it has a quirk. Like, does that quirk not give it like an extra boost?
No,
No, but in that situation, you count it as an 8 if it's under those conditions where it can fulfill that. So like, Mage comp, yeah, it's an 8. If it's like, if the extra 9-second iframe means a difference of something occurring and not occurring, then yeah, you can bump it to 8 in that situation. But not every single boss is going. Are you going to actually have like that much inherent value from an extra 9-second iframe, right? Like,
the iframe, like the party iframe it was way better before Origin.
I see.
because like
Okay.
you just need like
Fine.
minimum 15-second window, right? Because of weapon jump and benediction.
I'd
if
say
there's-
you
if-
could argue 30 seconds. But that's fine. Even 30 seconds, you don't need the alien iframe.
What class needs 30 seconds to get like the most important part of the damage off? Afterwards,
I'm
like, you
just saying.
DPM.
I'm just saying. Like 30 seconds is pretty safe for all the classes in the party to get off all their damage. But even Illium doesn't. Like, you could get 30 seconds without Illium though, which is Jenny, Origin, and Bind. That's 30 seconds right there. So it's like you don't even need the Bind. Like, I'm agreeing with you. I'm just
Oh,
saying
okay,
that
okay.
like 30 seconds is more like accurate for party bosses to get off all their damage. For party
Okay.
comps.
But yeah, I think 7 makes sense. I like 8 in the situations where obviously it would be an 8, which is Mage comp or where the iframe makes like helps a lot, like a lot.
Yeah, like a low damage Kyle's party or something. By the way, if any Illiums are watching this, like, I tried. Alright, let's continue. Solo bossing. I mean, it's gotta be worse than the party bossing by default, no?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't see it being a 6 for solo because
It's
one,
also 7.
This is a
I
conk
think-
class, by the way.
Huh?
no, it's not.
Oh, I guess it's not. Okay. How
I
do you
don't-
know it's not?
Okay, honestly, I don't know. I just
Yep,
the
W
reason
fold.
why. Okay, The one reason why I said no is because I remember there was this cracked ass Illium in Reboot that they would do Roar first burst, and then for their mini burst they would just do Crisis.
Okay, maybe that
Because
person
they
just
could
didn't
just
know
use
what the
their
fuck they were doing, bro. Okay, but that was before Con even came out.
Was it? I don't actually know. Well, if you remember that video, then. then
Bro,
you know
that
what
was
I'm
before
talking about.
Con even came out, bro. Con wasn't even in the game. Anyways,
Okay.
bro, Illium. Here's the thing with Illium. This class has giga uptime because it can fly and maneuver anywhere.
Yes.
Like you're always gonna be hitting the target 100% of the time. You don't get hit by anything.
Yeah. So how can this be lower than a 7? You said.
Okay, I'm wrong. I'm literally wrong. After thinking about it more, I'm wrong. And now it's higher than 7. I think it's an 8.
Yeah.
I think it's a 7.
Bro, y'all need to stop glazing this fucking X-Lot soul. It's pissing me off, bro. 290 mil CP Illium solid X-Lot. Bro, like, why are you looking at CP? CP doesn't mean anything. Okay, Tommy's like, what, 500 mil CP and he barely solo. Like, does that mean DB's shit? No.
Well,
Like,
the
it's
point
CP
of
is just
using
like,
me as an using me as an example here would be to point out that the clear time is not indicative of like actually the strength of the class.
I see.
Because I didn't play that well. I played well enough to clear, but I didn't play well enough to clear it as soon as possible.
Bro, even converted isn't even like 100% accurate like way of telling how strong you are.
It
I'm
isn't
gonna blow my
because
brains out one of these days.
damage distribution. But anyways, regardless, I can agree with it being 7 or 8. I think with the current set of bosses that we have right now, you can edge it out to be 8 just because Ex-Lotus is the newest boss. Having that extra iframe to help you get that uptime, where Illium already has a really good time doing already has a good time having good uptime. Holy, what a sentence. The extra iframe allows you to just like not have to worry about the chip damage you take in that fight the entire time.
That's fine.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, just with the current meta of like bosses, like like X calls being possible now, like H calling. There's also, like even if we look far ahead into like End Limbo, like the extra iframe does really come in handy.
Yeah.
Although those aren't really solo bosses; those are party bosses. But still, anyways. Learning curve.
Okay,
Minimum
learning
5.
curve. I mean, you're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to read a guide. You will.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
Minimum
join
5.
Illium Cord, watch a video, something.
Actually, it might just be minimum 6 because it's like there's not that many Illium players. Like,
That's true.
what if that one senpai is on vacation? What are you gonna do then?
What? Yeah, exactly. What if the admin's AFK? So, here's what it is, bro. I think it's at least a 6, bro. You gotta learn some shit. Gotta hit the books, bro. Join a 212-man Discord.
Yeah, honestly, like there might
That's
be
foul,
dust.
bro. That's actually fucking foul, bro. Let me see how many people are in the Illium Cord, actually.
Dude, like I think the most unfortunate thing about Illium is the fact that I think there's just a huge what's the word? Like
There's only
people just
2K
stayed-
people in there, bro.
people just stayed away from it because of the early days of just how shit Maple was.
That's
Or, like-
literally how classes are, bro. Like, if you don't come out and you're OP, like, people are just gonna think you're shit forever.
It's not even that. I was literally more to the fact that like just existing as an Illium would just cause you to DC.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Like that's just not a good experience. Like you're just playing the game and you just randomly just DC. Like that just made a lot of people just stay away from this class. Like obviously
Yeah.
eventually they did fix it, but that was like I think they fixed it like maybe 2
Bro, it
years
took
after
mad
release.
long, bro. Yes,
Yeah.
bro. I remember when Illium came out, that shit was like, nobody played it after the first, like, month for years, bro. For years. Like, that shit did permanent damage to this day about the class. To this day, bro.
Yeah. Like I think that's that whole like it really stopped the ball from rolling, honestly, because of that.
Bro, that's so crazy.
But anyways, Origin, I think it fucking sucks.
I think this is one of the ugliest fucking origins that doesn't make any sense. But
This is
people
like
glaze-
fucking like
people glaze this
Pathfinder
origin
at
for no
home.
reason here. Bro, like, what is even happening? What is happening?
Like the cutscene is like what, and then after the cutscene, you just have like blue balls
Bro,
around
what
your
is
screen.
happening? Literally, what is happening?
It's a kaleidoscope, or something like.
Bro, what are these crystals, bruh? Bro, it looks like a loading screen. Literally just looks like a loading screen. It's a Mito crystal.
If Samsung came out with a phone, that's
Yeah. This is how a phone would turn on, bro. Like this is how like
You
a
just-
Droid phone would turn on.
No, like
It would have this animation.
You know, like the first like few seconds, it's like a little crystal, and then it flips over. Like
Yeah,
after it
yeah.
flips over to the other side, that's where the Samsung phone will pop up, dude.
Yeah. Samsung. The Bluetooth has connected.
All right.
Yeah,
Anyways,
fuck this class and Origin.
moving on.
This is
moving
the
on.
best
Go,
class.
go, go.
This is the okay, Lara. This is the best class in the whole game, straight up.
All right.
by
200,
far.
260, minimum 7. Minimum 7.
Okay, okay. Lara is okay. First of all, it's the best class in the whole game. I just want to point that out. If any Laras are watching this, I'm with you. I'm literally with you guys. I love this class more than any other class. I love it more than Hayato, and I'm with you guys. Okay, that's the step one. I want to like show my loyalty to the Laras watching this shit. Second, this shit is brain dead as hell to train, bro. Bro, water summon? Bro, you do that shit from 200 to fucking 290, bro. Or water river training. Oh, they're both muted. Oh my god, I could literally just say whatever I want now. Let's go. Oh my god, I could actually say anything I want. They're both muted. Okay, so 200 to 260. Very easy training. Bossing on Lara is surprisingly really good. The reason why bossing on Lara is surprisingly really good at low level is because this class has perm super stance, which makes it very like convenient to play. So anytime you interact with your veins, you get super stance, whether you're absorbing one, whether you're erupting one, whether you're summoning something, you have perm super stance, so it's really good. The other thing is you have very good low cooldown, heavy hitting skills, and you have a skill called Big Stretch, which has modular cooldown based off how many veins it consumes. So it makes like going through like little baby shitter bosses like really easy. So I think it's at least like an 8 for 200 260, bro.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I personally
Yep.
put 8 already.
Like I said
Okay,
minimum
perfect.
7. So
Yep, my queen. All right, 200 260. I mean 260 plus. So the thing is, relative to other classes, at the end of the day, like let's be honest here, Lara's like we're just waiting for the KMST update to get a bunch of buffs. You do get your Origin. The Origin did get nerfed for no fucking reason, by the way. So it's just like a big nuke skill. That's all it does. Doesn't do anything special. It looks good though. The training is so brain dead though. It's so how is it, bro? How is it a 5, bro?
It's like a
You're
5
actually
or 6 for
tripping.
me.
I'm okay with 6. The training is so brain dead, but the bossing at the end of the day, like you're just not doing that much damage. Also, I mean, I'll talk about this more in the party bossing section, though. I have another thing to say about bossing.
I'm
okay with
5 or
6.
6.
All right, party bossing. So this is the thing about Lara party bossing, especially towards the end game, is or just in party bosses in general. Since a lot of your damage is in the summons, if the bosses move around too much, you just lose a lot of damage, right? Like, it's just something that's really annoying. It's not the worst thing in the world. Like, you could just replace your summons. You have the vein that allows you to place whatever you want whenever you want, but it's just annoying micro for no reason. Like, if the bosses just stayed still, it'd be a lot better. So that's what's annoying. You have like a tiny bit of support like I think it's a 20% damage buff with the sun buff, which is like whatever, 20% boss for like, I think it scales the buff duration, so, or the buff itself scales the buff duration, so it's like 2-3 minutes of like sun buff, which is like pretty good. But that's about it. Like at the end of the day, like you're not doing too much damage either. I think it's a 5.
5.
Okay. Solo bossing. I mean, the solo bossing is just better because you don't have to deal with random boss teleports that aren't to you because you have other party members in the party. So you can get more damage uptime on your summons, which is really nice. But everything else is still the same. Not doing too much damage. The nice thing is you have a lot of low cooldown skills. So for the little weaker bosses, it's really good. This class has good DPS too. It's not just like a 3-minute burst class. Like you need to always be hitting. I think it's just 1 higher. Just run the 6 on it.
I need to ask a question before I can give my rating.
Okay, what's the question?
For solo bossing, is Lara's DPM / like off burst better or worse than Night Lord's?
It's better than Night Lord's, bro. Are you crazy?
Well, I mean, what do you think, Phil? You're the Night Lord.
I don't know. I don't think there's. Don't think there's a Lara on the server that's nearly as strong as just a typical endgame.
I mean, there's agendas that was part of it.
Oh, you could literally just look at the damage distribution. It does. You don't even have to look at it in terms of like.
Okay, so like I'll give context as to why I'm asking that, because like I know for a fact that Lara's damage is like giga front loaded, right? And
it is, yes,
up,
yes,
like incredibly off afterwards, right? So like I'm thinking
yes,
like,
it is.
Okay, this class probably suffers the similar issues of Night Lord, where it's about how many bursts.
Bro.
It probably takes it's like how many bursts does it take you to get out of the boss? Not so much about like, because if your DPM's doing nothing, it's like, or not nothing, but like if it's not as great as it could be, right? Then like it's just gonna be about like how many bursts does it take you to get out. Because
it's not as harsh as Night Lord or Merc or Arc or all that shit, bro. Like it's just not as harsh. Like even if you look at it on a smaller scale, after you do your burst on like a smaller boss, your remaining DPS until your next burst is like a huge amount of damage. It's not like if you do a 20% burst, you're only gonna do like 8% in the next like 2.5 minutes till your burst is up. Like you're gonna do like as much damage as your entire burst did, maybe even more by the time your next burst is up.
I don't know if that's true, but okay.
I find that hard to believe, because if that's
who
true,
plays
like,
Lara, bro?
None of us.
Yeah,
I do.
No.
Yes, I do. What the fuck?
You don't even have a Lara that's ever unlocked 6 shots.
Are you crazy? What's that got to do with anything?
Exactly. Anyways, like I said, like I think the solo bossing is probably a 5, because I have reason to believe that it suffers from the same issues as Night Lord, where it's like you need X amount of bursts to get out.
All right, bro. I think you're wrong. I think it's a 6. I don't think it's as bad as Night Lord.
Phil can be the tiebreaker.
Okay. How about this? Okay. Hear me out. I've played both Night Lord and Lara at a smaller scale, right? Both of them, with max nodes and similar gear. And the damage distribution off burst on Night Lord felt way worse. Way worse than Lara. Like, I played them both at a small scale, right? I don't know if at the end game it changes in terms of like off burst, right? But at least on a small scale, like on like a smaller, when you're weaker, the Lara off burst is definitely better than the Night Lord's, like without a doubt.
Alright, anyways, what do you think, Phil?
The fuck?
I think it's not as bad as Night Lord.
Yup. Oh my god, Tommy's so mad, bro.
Like, okay, even if you were to use call upon your experience of the small scale, like you can also not say that Night Lord's first and second origin or mastery core is on the equivalent scale of Lara's first and second mastery core.
But what? Who said that? Like, what are you talking about?
okay, so the reason why I bring that up is because your experience is limited to the small scale.
That's why I said maybe it changes later, but at least on the small scale, the Night Lord off burst is worse. Also, Lara's masteries are good. Like, what are you talking about? Like, okay, Night Lord has stars and quad star, which is obviously their main skills, but so is Lara's. It's sprinkle and the summons. That's their main skills.
The interaction of sprinkle and your summons, it's not as, for lack of a better phrase, it's like it's not like multiplicatively fucking like increasing your burst proportionally compared to like Night Lord's quad throw and the fucking stars, the fucking assassin marks.
Okay.
Burst. I thought we were talking about off burst.
Yeah, so like even on the off burst, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Wait,
anymore.
I thought Lara has everything boosted for off burst.
Not necessarily. We don't have the... Yeah, we don't have the absorption boosted yet. Or eruption, I mean. Like the fucking when you consume the vein and the little like shards come out. We don't. That's not boosted yet. That's like another big thing it's missing.
No, I think Lara's off burst is better simply because it has like some shorter cooldown V skills.
Bro, like it's that's true. Like it's literally just as simple as that. You have 3 V skills that are on low cooldown that you just spam off burst. Like it's not like you're just holding down sprinkle and putting down summons. Like there's other skills that hit big. And you can say like, oh, what about like Shuriken? It's the same. It's legit not the same. You have bigger ones. Actually, to be honest, the more that I think about it, Lara and Night Lord have very similar kits. As weird as that sounds. Like you have your big 3-minute, you have a 20-second cooldown skill, 25-second, or 20-second, which is like Shuriken equivalent, and then you have a 1-minute cooldown, which is Omen. I think it's a 6.
I'm fine with this thing.
Okay, learning curve. It's pretty easy to be honest with you. It's very much in terms of burst, it's very much like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 type class for burst. As long as you put down your summons, you're good to go. That's it. And then the rest of it is like playing just playing whack-a-mole. Like whenever you see the vein and your shit's about to expire, you just put down your summon and you place it again. That's it. It's very easy. What do we think?
Don't think this is hard to learn, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not. Okay, I'll give it a 3. Okay, what do we think of Lara's origin?
This is what I think.
What the fuck?
Bro had that ready.
Bro prepared. That's funny. To be honest with you, I do love this class, but the origin's like not that crazy. Like, what's happening? Why are we looking at the scenery and then all the little baby spirits like go in the water and like fuse or something?
I think this origin would have been a lot better if it was like, if there was any presence of Lara in it.
Yeah. If Lara was in it, oh my god,
Like-
this shit
like-
would be crazy.
Because you're staring at the puddle, it'd be cool if like you could, like it's just staring at herself in the puddle or something, and then it just into the scenery. You know?
Yeah. Dude, it'd be so good.
But yeah, I think the fact that it's just lacking the presence of Lara herself, in the origin, just kind of feels weird.
I agree. All right, let's continue. We have 3 more. We're making good pace. It's only been 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's pretty good, no?
True.
Chills, Lynn. All right, let's continue Kinesis. Hold on, I have a song for this one.
Blue pot to restore PP.
Bro, this is a PP class. Okay. Let's talk about Kinesis, bro. So here's one thing about Kinesis that's really good about it, is it's one of the easiest classes in the whole game to one-shot with. And that cannot be slept on. Because you know how easy it is, or like how convenient it is when you play a class that like you could just one-shot anywhere, even at low sac, or low arcane force or whatever, or low level. Like, it's so easy to one-shot with this class. So the training is really, 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 really good. Straight up.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
So when I think about Kinesis, I have like a really ancient like memory of what Kinesis was like.
Like in like 2015.
Yeah, like the flash
That's
jump was
funny.
ass, and then like the little like float, like the float walk, like that was like pretty bad too back then. But I think
It's so
gotten better
good now. It's so good
Yeah,
now.
I heard
it's
it's a lot
called
better
Jaunt. Or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's called Jaunt, but bro, it's like so good, bro. Their little
like-
third like float flash jump thing, it's so good.
This class has like a double flash jump, right? Or
Yes. Or it's a little weird. So like they do have a double flash jump, but their flash jump can be chained with an up jump. So they could flash jump into up jump, or they could up jump into a flash jump. It's a little weird. So they have like this weird like momentum-ish flash jump, but it's really good though. It's really good though.
wait, so like do you press up arrow then jump and then into a flash jump, or is it like
Yeah, so you
just-
could do a normal flash jump, right? Like just like a jump. But then you could up jump after your flash jump.
Oh, okay, interesting.
So you could like do a jump and then an up jump after your flash jump, or you could up jump, and then flash jump after that, and then also jaunt after that for the float. Think of it like the Ho Young float, but shorter, like shorter duration. It's like that.
Well, regardless, like this class's mobbing is not bad from 200 260 from what I remember. You are just fucking like throwing trains around and fucking like what was that? What's that one skill called? It's like 5-ton something?
Yeah,
Or is it
it's like
10-ton something.
Yeah, it's like a weight. And
Yeah.
also there's like the water tank. It's so good at mobbing, like straight up. It's a really free mobber. It's nothing to worry about. Trust. Like 200 to 300, like it's really easy. The only thing is it's bossing. It's just not too OP. That's it.
Yeah, the bossing is like on the level of Corsair, like fucking setup and like micro, and then like if the boss moves, you're like you just hate yourself. Like from what I remember, right? Like you have the big ass like fucking. What was even the shape? They changed the shape at some point.
Icosahedron.
Bro, I
Okay.
was so ready to answer that. Why did you ask that?
They changed the shape of it like somewhat recently, right? But it is a lot of microing. Like, if the boss moves a lot, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Like there's like
You have your
debuffs you
origin
have
and your
to.
grind now, though.
Yeah, you have debuffs. So you have to put down summons, and then you also have BPM ticking. So you have to like you want to be attacking, so your BPM doesn't take down your PP too much. Like
Yeah, this is a PP class.
there's a lot going on. On top of that, like the movement isn't as bad as it was before, but this is a mage class that has no TP or like rather like the TP is like it costs PP and it's like a huge wind up too. Like it's like from what I remember, it's like very niche on using it.
Mm-hmm.
Like realistically speaking, like is Jaunt really doing that much work? Like I actually
Bro,
don't
it's
know.
so good. Trust me, it's so good. Like, if you ever watch Kinesis bossing, like that third up jump is a game changer in terms of their survivability. Like, it's so good.
As a Kinesis solo,
Like, they need that shit, bro. They need that. I don't know
For
any
X-Log?
Kinesai, but it's so good.
I would say this is like a 6. I think the mobbing is definitely carrying a lot of the weight for this rating. Bro is so fucking stupid though. What are you doing?
Bro, this origin is too cool, bro. I'm just looking at it.
Okay, pain.
Yo, true, bro.
All right. Anyways, I think it's a 6. I think that like a big portion of the fact is the mobbing is like pretty decent. So I would say it's like 5 or 6.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I
I'm gonna
don't
go
see
6. I'm gonna go 6.
Okay. Phil? Oh, he's muted.
All good, all
Oh,
good. We don't need him for this one. He doesn't play this shit. That's why he muted. 260 plus.
It gets better?
Yeah, no, it definitely does get better. I mean, everything that was good just gets better. Simple. Like, its mobbing just gets better. All its skills gets bigger. Its origin's really good. Like, simple. It's just by default gets better. I mean, I'm okay with like 6 or 7 though. Straight up. Actually, 260 plus, I'm gonna say 7 because it has such a good advantage in one-shotting. It's gonna be really easy to train anywhere, which is important in Grandis.
Okay. I mean, I really don't know what the 6 shop's like. So if it's better than the default, it's minimum 7, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I think the perk of being able to one-shot anywhere 260 plus is huge. Party bossing. I mean, you have an ID debuff, I believe, and that's it in terms of like party bossing support. But it does, like, it's just a DPS slot. It's a DPS slot, but it's not like OP or anything, so it's just like an average DPS slot essentially. Like, I'm okay with like a 5 or 6 because it's nothing too crazy. Like, it's just an average DPS slot in a party. That's it, really.
I think
Their origin's good though.
it just has to be a 6. I
Okay.
don't think it's a 5.
Yeah.
The reason why I don't think it's a 5 is because it nukes just as hard as Lara, but it's
Mhm.
just better than Lara.
That's true. I'll give it that. Solo bossing. I mean, it's at least as good as the party bossing, right? So it's either 6 to 7. It's at least as good.
I think it's a 7.
Because you could control the
Because-
boss movement, right?
Yes, you have solo aggro. That's what I was going to
Yeah.
say. Yeah, you have solo aggro, so it's easier for you to manipulate the boss. Even though like Sarah moves around a lot, like you can still manipulate her to just like be in the corner where all your
Yeah.
summons and whatnot are going to be, right? So
Yeah.
I think 7 makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense to me too. Learning curve. I don't think this is hard to play at all. Actually, let me think about it a little more. You do have to learn how to manage your PP, but like that's about it. And you actually need to like learn how to keep boss aggro on you, but like that's more of like just like a general game knowledge thing.
I think this is kind of like I think it's 5.
5.
I think because it's like not. I think because it's not like it's like a gauge class, but there's no gauge. It's like under your HP bar instead of like an actual whole new UI. So I think that makes it more intimidating for people. I also think it's like also like the PP bar is just like it's not very intuitive because it restacks. Like it's blue and then it's like yellow and then it's like purple, right? But you're not gonna know that unless like you know what I mean? Like in order to understand those different color values, like you have to be playing Kinesis a lot to know that, oh, like when I see yellow, it's like, okay, I gotta be careful. I can't be using too much, right? Like I feel like it's probably like a 5, just because of the gauge isn't really that intuitive. Like imagine the gauge if it was more like if it was designed to be like Ho Young, where it's a lot more like informative on how the bar, like how like there's like 3 different layers, right? Like the Ho Young's bar is like there's different balls, like there's also like 3 different like 2 other gauges as well. But like for Kinesis, because it's like kind of like an old class and that's how they decided to design the way the PP stacks. I think that makes it more daunting and like it's not as intuitive.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you're probably gonna it takes a little to learn. I mean, I'm okay with giving it like a 5. That's it. You're just gonna read something. Read a guide and you're good.
Yeah, you do have to read. Like you know the main attacking skill?
Yes.
I didn't even know that if you held up arrow. Yeah, if you held up arrow, it would just like toss. Like a
I
big
didn't know that
AoE.
either for a while, actually.
Yeah, like that's why like I think 4 or 5 makes sense.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing though, like this class has a lot of skills, so like
It does, yeah.
it's not very clear as to, like what skills are actually going to be useful to you as well, right? Like if we put it into this perspective, like an explorer, like your first and fourth job explorer, like it's just each job afterwards is like what you were using before. The new job, it has an upgraded version of that.
Yeah.
Like for Night Lord, you had like Lucky 7.
It's not like yeah. It's not like you're using Midnight Carnival and Chat. It's like this class has a lot of skills you're gonna keep using.
Yes. It's like Ho Young before Ho Young was a thing. Like it just first and fourth job you're using like almost every skill.
Yeah. Exactly. What do we think of Origin?
I think
Dude,
Origin
it's one of the coolest Origins in the whole game, bro.
Yes, when I was watching the New Age trailer, I was like, whoa.
Chills.
Like this guy was in like just the first few frames. Like this guy's in a dark room. And he just inverts it. He just inverts it. And then he just capsizes a whole city.
It's literally like the Emu Leloucha Kingdom like nuke, bro. Like he literally is doing that.
Buster Call, dude.
Yeah, like he's just dropping a nuke, bro. What?
He's just like hold this L.
There's also a bunch of them in the background. If you look carefully, like there's a lot of them. It's not just this one. This is the one that's just zoomed in. There's like 10 other ones, bro. Chills. Mob, bro. Mob
Psycho 100.
Yeah, he's mob.
100%.
Yeah, he's literally mob like %. Chills. Alright, let's continue to Kanna. Okay, so Kanna, you know what's interesting is I feel like when we first started talking about making this video, I don't think Kanna was as good. But at this point, right, because we left mages like this long, Kanna's really good. Like really, really good. So 260 on Kanna, bro, so good. It's so good. Like Kanna training is so broken. You can't die. You have 2 binds, 50-second bind. Like it's so good. For me, like the damage is there now, right? So like, what is there to complain about? I feel like it's like a 9, low key.
I think it's minimum 7 for sure. But 9? I don't know about 9.
Yeah. Okay, what's holding it back?
The fact that boss is 30 seconds.
Okay. A little annoying. Okay. Kish is like unlimited.
No, Kishin is annoying too.
Why? Night Ghost keeps rocking. You keep hitting. Right?
Okay, so like the problem of Lumi. Now this looks like random as fuck, but like the problem with Lumi is that I don't even think you use gate to farm because the KS is your reflection. So your reflection doesn't bounce as far as it could. So I think it's the same thing with like Kanna. Like you have boss, you have Sengoku Forest, you have Circle, you have Yuki just hitting a bunch of things that you don't get that many Night Ghost procs for your Kishin to last long enough for like the next time for you to have to recast it. Like it will probably expire before your summon lasts long enough for it to happen again.
Okay, I mean that's fair. Like I guess replacing summons pretty frequently could be annoying.
What else is there?
I mean, let's talk about the bossing, right? 260 bossing. I mean, the thing with Kanna is how big of a difference is if you're weaving properly, like at low level. I feel like if you're just okay, so you think if somebody's not doing like all the weaving and stuff, like they're not gonna be pumping anything? Is it
it's
like
not that
even
they're not gonna be
difference?
pumping anything, but like Kanna's BA is like 10,000 pages because you have Tengu
you
1,
have a million
Tengu 2,
skills.
you have Sengoku 1, Sengoku 2, Sengoku like it's just like different Sengokus on the BA. But like outside of the fact that like, you just have a bunch of skills that actually deal damage. So you uptime on Kanna is giga important. Weaving on Kanna is even more important because you need to be on top of the boss to get double hit on Tengu. Like that racks up a lot of damage, and also because you're using Tengu, you're stacking up your doppelganger more often, which gets more doppelganger procs, which means more damage. But that being said, like you can still get away with just like burst bind Vank, right? But another thing is like Sakuno is annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
Like I think
it's
someone
just
like playing Kanna for the first time is not gonna know that they should like cook their Sakuno. Like they shouldn't like front load their Vank.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I mean, we could talk about that in like learning curve.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like they're not gonna be doing those things correctly, so like that's gonna dampen the 260 or 260 experience in terms of bossing.
Okay.
That's
That
I
makes
think
sense.
minimum 7 makes sense. Obviously you do have inherent value in party just because you're Kanna, so that would make it an 8. But to put it at 9, I don't think I think 9's too much.
Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with an 8. Okay, 260 plus.
It only gets better.
Yeah, I mean, it only gets better. You get your like Giga Nuke origin. Yeah,
It's
Hex
just
is really efficient, right?
Yeah, it's just a 9. It's not a 10. It's just it only gets better, so it's a 9.
Yeah. Your Hexa gets more efficient because you don't even need to boost like fucking Ball and Domain, right? Or Yuki, I mean, not Ball. All you really need to boost is your what's the skill called? I'm dumb.
What's it do?
What's the one skill in the Hexa you should boost on the Kanna? I forgot.
Vanquisher.
Yeah. No. Vanquisher's
Circle? Liberated Circle?
What are Kanna's V skills again? I'm dumb. Domain, Circle, Yuki. What's the other one?
Oni Lord?
Oni Lord.
Yuki Musume?
Yeah. What do you boost in the Hexa that's really good? I feel like all those skills are like whatever. Probably
you
just
just
the
do-
ball, right?
It's just Shiki, Vank, and then Ball. Or the Circle.
Yeah, I was talking about the V skills. Yeah, it's just the ball, right? Yeah, so it makes it so that your Hexa, like leveling, like even at low Hexa, right? You get a lot of value.
Yeah, like your first 10,000 fragments, you get more than 90% of the FT you would gain from 6 shop.
Yeah, which is really good because that means like the ball gets rolling really fast on Kanna versus other classes where you need all the skills, like Blaster.
Yeah. Okay. 9.
Yeah, I'm okay with 9. Phil, you have any thoughts?
For party bossing?
Sure, yeah, party bossing. 10.
Oh, 260 experience or party bossing?
Whatever you want, bro.
Oh, 260 plus bossing is a 9.
Uh-huh.
And party bossing is a 10.
Yeah, it's part of the big 3, bro. For party bossing, like, it's part of, like, the big 3 guaranteed you're getting into a party no matter what. You offer a stackable final damage buff, which is domain. You have 15-second bind, barriers, healing, like, whatever you want, bro. So, it's just crucial. Like, it's actually just so good. We could go to solo bossing. So normally this would have been really low, right? But since they moved a lot of the damage back to solo, I think it's really good again. The only thing is, like, I mean, this is like a little bit in party bossing too, is like the cooldowns are weird because of domain, right? And Sukuno's, like, you kind of have to play 3-minute realistically because of Sukuno's and domain. You have to play like on a weird cooldown.
I think it's minimum
I think it's still
7.
really good though. I think it's higher than that. I think it's an 8.
Oh, I think it's minimum 7, but I can see it going higher.
Uh-huh.
Ever since the update, my solo bossing experience on this class is really good.
Yeah. Okay, I'm okay with 8. Learning curve. So I don't know how to define learning curve on this class because I know it has a really high skill ceiling, but like I feel like learning what the class does is really easy. Maybe I'm just biased because we've been playing it for so long. Because I guess thinking about it, like, you wouldn't really know how to charge domain, huh? Like for a new player.
Well,
And your cooldowns are like kind of out of whack.
I would say this is like a 3.
Uh-huh.
3 because
They'll
like
put
just
way higher than that. They'll put 8.
I put it at 3.
How are we viewing this?
I put it at 3
Yeah.
because a lot of your skills, you push it once and you know immediately what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Like you put down Kishin, oh that's a summon. You put down Boss, oh that's a summon. You press Vanquisher, oh this is a key down. You push your Yuki, oh this is a summon, and it gives you lifesteal and it reduces your mana cost, right? So you know that when you whenever you want to use Vanquisher, you want to make sure you have Yuki, and Yuki has a crazy uptime as well, right? So every time you're using Vanquisher, you're most likely gonna have Yuki still, anyways. And I think that even if you're, I feel like for the first few times you play Kanna, you're probably gonna like think that, oh I can just use Vanquisher to charge my domain, but then you realize, okay, domain's charged, but where's my damage now? Like I just, you know, it doesn't feel as great versus like if you were to figure out that charge domain without using Vanquisher, and then you use your Vanquisher afterwards fully charged, right? Like you're probably not gonna be able to charge domain that fast because you don't know the combos, and you probably don't realize that Tengu can animation cancel. But that doesn't mean like that's more about like min-maxing your ability to play the class. But just knowing what the skills do and learning what they do, pretty simple stuff.
Okay. What about weaving though?
Well, like I feel like, so I think from a design standpoint, I don't think this class was really designed with like weaving in mind, but it just became a thing. Whereas for Shatterword, like it's intended that you assassinate Meso Explosion.
Yeah, that's fine. But I also don't think Hayato is designed to be played the way that it is played. Like a lot of the features nowadays probably like start with bugs in developers' eyes.
That's true. Probably, yeah.
But yeah, I can see your point. I think when I was rating this for learning curve, I was really learning. I was really giving a score of like difficulty to master, but just knowing what the skill does and how to like just play through this class, I don't think it's that difficult. I didn't need to watch a video or anything.
Yeah, I think like just get the ball rolling on Kanna, like it's like a 3 or like a 4. Like a lot of the skills, like it is just you push it once and you know what it does.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give it a 3.
Cause like, if you have like no prior knowledge of Kanna and you're actually just going to Kanna blind, you're not actually gonna know that you need to use Tengu.
Yeah, you're not.
Like you're just gonna
And
press
it's
it once.
It's low-key a little clunky if you don't do it properly.
Yeah, like you're just gonna press Tengu once, like oh, like these little crow. I mean, they're Tengus, but these little Tengus just come out, and then they come back in if I tap it again, or if I don't tap it again, it'll just go back in by itself. But you're not gonna know that you need to be spamming that skill, and then if you are spamming that skill, as a new player, it's gonna just feel like, oh, this feels awful. Like it just interrupts my main attacking skill because they're not doing it correctly, right? So they're probably just not gonna use Tengu at all. But like I said, like a lot of the skills is just like you press it once, you know what it does. Anyways, Origin.
Well, it's a non-KMS one, so it's by default better than like almost all the other ones, bro. So Origin is sick.
I
think seeing Kanna, she looks super good. I think the final flash is fucking insane.
I think that this skill is very satisfying to use. I like it a lot because it auto detonates. You don't have to re-detonate it. Like there's just so many Origins in this game where it's like if you don't detonate it before it expires, you just lose out on it completely. But for Kanna's Origin, it will fire it off no matter what.
Yep.
The issue I have with the Kanna Origin though is that the fox mask you get is cool, but it makes you bald.
That's true.
And that pisses me off.
I don't see it in this animation though.
Yeah, okay, well that's just like one part of the Origin, dude. The other part of Origin, you get like the 9 tails, you get the fox mask, but like you're bald, so it's like why? Like obviously it's like an oversight, like it's not supposed to be like that, but can they really not fix it?
Yeah.
Also, the nice thing about this Origin is that when you are spending mana, you're literally iframe.
So it's like giga safe, yeah.
Yeah, so like the Origin is you need to spend 500 mana to do the maximum amount of damage, so which is pretty easy to do, right? Like you charge domain with a specific combo so that when you do your Origin, you have another set of skills you use specifically for Origin to charge the Origin's damage. So you can like 9-tail, Orochi, Tree, Haku again, Vank, like Nimbus Vank cancel, and then start. You're gonna Footbind as well, which will add to the total 500 mana pool, and you just start ripping your Vank. And then while you're using your Vanquisher and all the other previous skills you were casting to charge it, you're iframe too. So like it just feels really, really, really nice. Like it's just super safe. It's like almost like on the level of AB, right? Like,
yeah.
Your setup is just so free. The annoying thing is though, like, is setting up the Sakuno. That's super annoying.
Yep. Sakuno is so annoying, bro. In general, they made it more forgiving now, though. To be fair.
Yeah, but like just knowing that you have to cast Origin like 20 seconds left of Sakuno or 23 seconds left of Sakuno. Like sometimes the bot disappears, or like like if you're in P2 Damien, the ball's coming closer, so you can't really capitalize sometimes. But yeah, Giga backloaded. But animation's cool though.
Yeah. All right, last but definitely not least, Lynn, which is the newest class.
Well, honestly, it's not the newest, but it did get remastered.
It's the whole new class, bro. Like, okay, so does anybody play Lynn other than me?
I played it.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about 200 260 on Lynn. very, very easy. This class hits extremely hard for mobbing. So it's super, super, super easy. It also has a 100% uptime summon, right? Like a Dark Flare type summon that's really strong. There's that. You also have your little bird and fox that just auto attack for you, so it's really, really easy. In low level bossing, it's insane as well, right? Like, it's so easy to play. You literally just whack shit, and that's it. Like, it's so easy, and it does a lot of damage. You also can't die because you have a stupid amount of heals, and you have a stupid amount of heals and shields. Also, Lynn has very underrated movement. Like, the dashes on this class are crazy. And air stall built in. So, I think it's really good. I think 200 to 260 is probably like an 8 or 9 for me.
I think it's minimum 8.
Yeah, the dash resets your flash up as well, exactly. Yeah.
I think it's minimum 8. I would even go so far to say that, like, I wouldn't be like I could see myself putting it at 9.
Yeah, I could see myself putting it at 9 as well.
Because the whole experience of like 200 to 260 is like, it's just so freaking free. Like, your nodes are easy to do, right?
It's like the easiest nodes of the whole game.
Like, you have like, you turn on 3 toggles: the wolf, the bird, mana overload. Okay, you have 2 buffs. You have like the ID buff and the drop rate buff, which are combined into one, and Maple Warrior.
You have the V-skill buff that you have to choose, like, loaded dice.
Yeah, that thing's stupid, by the way. It's a fucking 24-hour cooldown.
Yeah, it's weird. That's annoying.
I mean, as in, like, you have 2 buffs that you just auto buff on pet. Like, and the buffs you pop during bursts are so easy. You have the I think it's called Samsara, whatever it's called. Like, that's the buff you have to select. You have Maple Warrior, and then you have AB Link. If you have Ozring, then Ozring, and then you have Awaken, and then you have
your goddess too.
Yeah. Did I not say that?
No, just regular goddess, and that's it.
Yeah, and you have like the overshield, right? And then there's the bubble that you can put down if you want to. I don't.
You don't even have to use the overshield though. You don't have to use the bubble or the overshield. The overshield is just a shield, like it doesn't give damage, and the bubble just makes it so that you don't get killed by anything that one-shots you. So you also don't have to do that. You could use those defensively. So it's literally just goddess, Samsara buff, debuff with the wolf, and then pop awaken, and then pop the big bird, because the big bird is a buff, and that's it. And you whack away.
You don't use raid and sneak attack?
Well, no. I'm not talking about like buffs.
Oh.
I'm just talking about buffs. Like, yeah, obviously you use your big 2-minute burst.
Yeah.
And the low cooldown burst one.
Honestly, I think this is like.
It's so easy. Like it's so easy, and it hits really hard. Yeah, I think it's a 9. Like if I were to recommend a class to new players, like, even though it's non-KMS, like, this is like a good noob class too. 260 plus. Well, so the thing with Lynn is because it's so easy at one-shotting, it's also really good at training. That's another thing. But relative to everybody else, the thing is, a lot of people become really good at training 260 plus as well, so it's not as like special in that case. And then for the big bosses, in terms of like 260 plus, like Gloom and Lucid, it definitely suffers because it has like no burst. Its origin does like no damage. So like, bro, here's the thing with Lynn. If Lynn's origin got like a Night Lord level buff, like it just did like ×5, ×6 more damage, this class would actually be crazy. Because that's like the one thing it's missing is like a burst. So all it needs is like a big damage buff to its burst, and that's it. But unfortunately it has no burst, so a lot of bosses that have burst walls, you're gonna struggle a little bit on Lane, like Lucid and Gloom, for example. But other than that, it's still really good at everything. So for me, it's at least a 7 or 8, 260 plus.
Well, based on how I feel like the overall damage on this class is still pretty good though.
Oh yeah, it is. The overall damage is still pretty good. It's just that like, if you need a burst, like it has no burst.
I think it's minimum 7. I would still give it an 8, but I think it is minimum 7. It does the experience from 260 to 60 plus. It does go down a little bit just because yeah, there are bosses where having that burst is really really important. So like Sea Slime, Sea Kalos, like P3 loses honestly, like but even like despite that, like it is still a really solid class at that like that point of the game. So I would say it's like 7 or 8.
Yeah. Okay. Party bossing. So Lynn has a very unique party bossing situation. So let's put Awaken on the side for a second here, right? Everything besides Awaken. So it has 30 IED, right? Which is pretty good, like giving everybody 30 IED. Drop rate buff, I mean, that's nice. But the unique thing about Lynn is it has such a stupid amount of heals, and you can move your whole party to wherever you want, which is like very interesting. You have this whole linking system where you can link up with somebody and give that one specific person like certain buffs. So you could give them like a heal over time. You could give them status removal over time. You could move that one specific person to you, or not to you. You actually can't do that. You can move to them. You could move to that one specific person's location. You could give them, well, yeah, besides Awaken. And then for the entire party, you can move your entire party to you. You could give your entire party an overshield, kind of like a bod. And if you heal your party, like that bod regens, like the shield goes back up to the shield as long as the shield was there. And you have a full heal for your party that constantly heals them up as well. So you have like a stupid amount of healing, probably the most healing in the whole game, bro, low key. And then you have this one skill called Awaken that gives you and whoever you're linked with up to 110 final damage max, which is like an absurd amount of final damage. The only thing though is if you have Benny, it doesn't work. So Lynn is crazy in terms of like small parties like Limbo or P1 Kaling or Lotus. Like it's crazy for those situations. But in a big party, it's like whatever. It's like good, but not like super duper good because you have no burst, so it's like whatever. Wait.
So if you have Benny and Awaken, does it take which one's higher FD for you, or
I don't know exactly. Do you know how that works, Phil? Does it just prio which ones are better, or does it just only give Benny? And Awaken just doesn't do anything. I think you only get Awaken, you don't get Benny.
Yeah, I think I think even if Awaken is weak, I don't know how though. It's really hard to be Awaken to be weaker than the
it's really hard.
Benny itself. But I'm pretty sure the skill, it's either which one's better or Awaken takes priority. I don't think I've never seen a case where the Benny applied but not the Awaken.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure Awaken, it just takes Awaken prior, which is still good though, right? Like everybody else gets like the Benny FD, but Awaken is still more than the Benny FD. So it's like one person is still giga juiced.
Yeah, that one person. So if you were to not think about it in terms of like the Benny thing, it's basically you have Benny and another 40% FD on top of it.
Yeah. Basically. So you just have one extra special person. So actually I think it's really good. I'd give it like a 9.
So imagine everyone in the party is receiving about the same amount of everyone in the party is receiving the same amount of buff. It's just this one person is receiving like a 35-40% extra FD to one person.
Yeah, I'd give Lynn a 9. The only thing that's preventing me honestly from giving it a 10 is because it's its own damage. It doesn't have burst. That's it. Everything else is good though.
I think minimum 8 for party bossing.
I think back when I put it as A's just because I haven't seen like many good cases of like Lynn been worked into a party where it is the best choice for that party.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I didn't put it as 9. I just put it as 8 before. But I'm fine with 9 as well.
I can't see it being 9 because
Okay.
the reason why is because of what's available still, right? Like while Lynn does juice up one whole person to like an insane new height, it's like okay, well you still have like Mech, Bam, Dawn Warrior,
Mm-hmm.
like Mech especially, which is because Mech's FD is like not Ellie resist related, like which are effectively in a whole party still, and also interacts with Benediction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like it's like while Lynn will juice up this one guy, I don't think the Lynn plus how much damage they're making the other person stronger is that more than if you just had like a whole like an anchor instead, like you just put a different DPS in there instead.
I mean, it's not just Awaken though; it's everything else too.
Yeah, the heals and like the
Heals,
you know,
shields, repositioning, status removal, one shot, tanking.
I'll say this. It will be a very easy 9 for me if Lynn's origin is just like twice the damage as what it is right.
Yeah, I think that's the weakest part about Lynn. I'm okay with 8. That's fine. I think its own damage is holding it back too much. Like, that's literally the only thing it needs.
Like, it's only holding it back. It's only its personal damage is only holding it back in a party. Not solo. I think this class's solo damage is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's 8 then.
For party, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I agree. That's fine. Let's move on to solo. I mean, I think its solo is also perfectly fine. Like,
Yeah.
what else? Like, you give yourself the Giga buff, right? Like, what else do you want? It's a super consistent damage class too, so it's like, also you can't even like mess up your burst on this class. It's actually like impossible. So it's like,
Yeah.
you don't even lose anything.
It's instantaneous. All the burst goes are instantaneous. It's hard to miss.
Yeah.
You can get all of them off during a bind.
Yep, exactly. Super easy to play. Super consistent damage. Can't really die on it either. So I'd give it another 8.
Yeah.
Wow, this class is actually so good. Look at these
It is
numbers. That's just so good. Now here's the craziest part. When we talk about learning curve, bro, there's no learning
Very
curve
low.
on this class.
There's none.
There's legit no learning curve. All you have to do is try out every single skill once, and you instantly know what it does. Oh, this moves me to this person. Oh, that moves the whole group to me. This gives me a shield. This heals me. That also heals me. This is my debuff, the wolf debuff, and that's it. Like, it's so easy. I'd give it a 2 or 3 just because, like, you have to have a friend to learn how to link to them. That's it.
I think 3 makes sense.
Okay. Okay. It's,
Alright, the origin, I think it's alright.
I think its origin is so good.
I think it looks
So
good.
good. I think it's so good. She looks so good in this. That's the first thing.
She's doing
And then-
the Kinesis.
Yo, low key, bro. Low key.
That's just the other hand. It's just
She's doing the Kinesis, bro. That's how you know it's good, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. She's waking up, bro. And she's at the tree. Bro, there's lore. 3 animals are there. They're going crazy. I think it's super sick. Bro, non-KMS origins are better, bro.
there is one thing that I want to say about Lynn. I don't know how you would how you would account this or include this into the scores, but Lynn is one of those classes where the whole experience requires you to have at least one other person.
Yeah, you need to have a friend.
Oh yeah.
You need to have a friend, bro.
Okay, that requirement is way too high. It's such a high gate.
Like this class does have a lot of good skills, but like a lot of the themes and like the design of the skills requires there to be another person. Like you do have skills that you can target on yourself, right? But like this whole the whole identity of this class is that there's at least one other person with you. Like a lot of your skills interact directly with another person, moving them towards you, cleansing them, healing them, buffing them.
Mm-hmm. Okay, realistically, it's not that hard of a requirement, bro. Like,
It isn't,
let's
but
be
I'm just saying,
honest.
like a lot of there's not many classes in this game that like has like oh you need other people to like fully experience this class.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is, the things that you need somebody to link to aren't that important. Like, it's going to someone and bringing them to you.
Yeah,
That's the only thing, right? Everything else you could do to yourself, and it's still really good.
Like just put it into perspective. Like imagine like
Pally's
of all the
worse.
classes in this game, if you were like solo progging as a Lynn, it just feel bad.
Well, I honestly don't think so.
I don't think so.
I honestly don't think so. I think Pally, you could say that, but for Lynn, I don't think
feel
so.
Pretty good.
Bro, because like I said, what are you missing out on if you solo story?
Okay,
you can't TP someone and you can't bring someone to you. That's it. That's the only thing you're missing out on.
Hey, that could be a lot for some people.
Okay, I think Pally's the worst to solo story. All right. Anyways, I mean, here's the final question: who's the best and who's the worst mage? So let's think about who's the best, right? And then I'm gonna count down to 3. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna say it. Okay?
Wait. I actually thought this. Best, worst. I'm just thinking about which one's the worst.
I have my answers.
Damn, this one's hard. Alright, go.
All right, Phil, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, 3. This is for the best, okay? 3, 2, 1. Bishop.
Bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, big shocker.
For now.
For now. Yeah, obviously, bro. Bishop's the only one that has a 65 in party bossing. It's the only one that has a 65 that breaks 10. And this is a calculated number, by the way. This isn't a random number. We actually calculated it to be 65 compared to everyone else. So there's that. Okay, everybody know what their worst mage is?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Lumi.
Lumi.
Okay. Unfortunate. It's Lumi.
You want to know what my runner-up was?
Who?
Actually, let's all. If not Lumi, let's all say what we think what the next one would be.
Okay, let me think. Okay, I'm ready.
All right.
3,
wanna count us
2.
down?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Ice
Ice
lightning.
lightning.
Damn.
Wait, did you
You
say
s-
Evan?
He said Evan. We both said ice lightning. I'm glad you realize it's not Lara. IL over Illium? Bro, Illium's like one of the better ones, bro.
Yeah, it's fine now.
I mean, I think Ice Lightning is just much worse than Lara, just because I'm also thinking from
Yes.
the whole encompassing experience. of
Yes,
what it's like to be
exactly,
Lara.
yes, exactly.
Evan just shit to play all the way through, like from early game to late game.
Yeah.
No, but Evan, at least if you sweat, like, at least you could do some damage. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's the way I look at it. Like, at least you're gonna do damage. And no one's gonna say no to an Evan, like, to joining a party though.
No, Evan.
Yeah, because you know they'd be knowing how to play this game. Like if an Evan player is asking to join a party, you know they know how to play this game.
It's actually
I mean,
true that
that-
all the Evans I know are like good at the game. Like Bebo, Danny, and Fel, right? Like they're all like good at the game too.
The thing about Evan is that, like, I think it's 9 times out of 10 you pick an Evan over Ice Lightning every single time because
Yeah. Obviously,
Like,
yeah.
okay,
would.
you think about Mage comp. Okay, you're definitely picking up the Evan. Okay, like even in the Mage comp, the Evan gives +1 attack speed. Who's that relevant for? Well, Kanna, if you have that in your party, right? Like that's a big one. Like Kanna having +1, like Kanna being at attack speed 10 the entire time without domain or
It's a
Benny
big deal.
is insane.
Bro, that it all goes back to the big three. Like if you can manage to empower the big three, you're automatically good. I'm sorry, like that's how this game literally is right now. If you can manage to empower Kanna, a battle mage, or bishop, like you're good. That's the big three. The game revolves around those three. It is what it is.
Okay, but for the Lumi mains out there, just know that Lumi 6 months from now, probably not gonna be that bad.
Yeah, it won't be as bad. You're getting buffs, and Bishop's getting like 1,000 times worse. So, like, you'll be fine. So, to be honest, the very surprising things that I learned from this is Lynn is actually so good, bro. Like, this class is, like, so good. It literally just needs its origin buffed, and it's like, bro, if Lynn had an origin buff, this might be, like, the like, top 3 mage, bro. Like, it'd be pushing, bro.
This is one of the classes probably gonna get like a massive change to with this reason.
Okay, and if it doesn't, because you
There's
know
no
there's
way
a chance it doesn't, bro.
there's no
You
way
know there's a chance they just overlook it, and maybe a patch later they'll change it.
I mean, yeah, it's
Bam
just
is
a
that
matter of
good,
time
yes.
where they change it. It's definitely going to be changed.
Bam is that good, yes. Bam is one of the big 3, yes. It's the best secondary support you could have in the game after Bishop. Maybe Kanna is second, actually. But it's probably the big 3. But not for long, though. Not for long.
Ooh.
Actually, even KMST, it's going to be really good. Alright, any final thoughts, anything?
By the way, it's not KMST anymore. It went live just now.
Yeah, it's live
Yeah.
now. I should make a video on it.
I mean, my only thoughts is that since we talked about Lumi's position in 6 months, I think Kanna might be. Kanna is unironically gonna be quite spooky.
Yeah, that's a big question mark. That's a big, big, big question mark. You know what's
I
the
see
other
that-
thing that I realized doing this? Is that mages are probably just the best branch, bro.
Yeah.
Like, straight up. Mages are probably just the best branch. You have so many good options. Like, is there any mage that's actually just straight up... Well, maybe, but... In general, like, you have a lot of good options, bro, for mages. Straight up. So we're doing the thief one right now.
I got a shower. I have to work tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, I have
I'm
to.
just joking.
I feel gross. I need to.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. All right. Anyways, thank you guys for helping me with this. Obviously, look, check out Santo's stream and YouTube link below. And yet again, Phil forced him to be here, gun to his head. Okay, and obviously subscribe if you want more. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. And have a wonderful day. Bye-bye. Shout out to my members, Blazefire, Shooms, Uju, Shagad, Ravi Espa, Koga, Pabo, Piconir, Jesse B, Dante Victory, Zats, CK, Assassin, Prelman, and Johan. I appreciate you guys so much, and shout out to everyone who made the fan art. Thank you for sending it.